It's time to start the show. The gang is ready. Let's go. Jim and Sam. Jim and Sam. Jim and Sam.
Now, if any of you sons of bitches got anything else to say, now's the fucking time!
Hey, everybody, Jim and Sam are here. It's time to celebrate the moment. I feel it in my soul. It's written in my bones so deeply. I wanna lose control. So turn it up a little more and laugh along with me. The show is about to begin. Series 103. Yeah, so get ready. Yeah, I'm so ready. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, everybody, Jim and Sam are here. Sing it like, hey, are you ready? Jim and Sam are here. Feel it like, hey, everybody, Jim and Sam are here. So if you feel it like I do, you gotta sing it with me too. Like, hey, everybody, Jim and Sam are here. Yuck.
What'd I say?
It was a thing from before, I'm sure.
No, I thought it was something. You probably quoting my stuff.
Yeah, it was something from, I was like, oh, you know what yellow discipline actually means? And we were all like,
You're right.
Yeah, it was
T.
fun. Oh, really? Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, it does.
Well, welcome.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Trying to find information. I have an announcement to make.
What are you trying to find the information?
I forgot to. Today's Wednesday, right?
Today is Wednesday. And you know how I know it's Wednesday? Because I was walking to work and I saw this camel and he was all like, hump day.
Oh,
and I was like, it must be Wednesday. I was like, happy hump day, camel. And he was like, hump day. I was like, I heard you the first time.
My Montreal tickets. I'm going to be in Montreal. We're going to be up there
It's
together.
Montreal.
Oh, Montreal. I
Yeah.
apologize.
Yeah.
July the 27th, and it's one show, 9:30 p.m. And tickets, there's a pre-sale starting tomorrow. I just had to announce it today.
And where can people get the pre-sale?
I'll have to send it out. The pre-sale I'll
Maybe
give out.
JimNorton.com will have the info.
Yeah, I'll tweet it.
And
I'll get it up by tomorrow's the pre-sale.
And we'll be there doing the radio show. So if you guys are anywhere near Montreal, you come up to the comedy festival, come check out the radio show. We haven't announced which mornings we're doing it yet, but we're doing it a couple mornings up there as part of the Just for Laughs Comedy Festival.
Yeah.
And then you stick around, you see Jim Norton perform stand-up live. I mean, what a weekend.
Well, let's hope.
What a weekend.
Already have some guests booked.
Whoa.
For the shows
do?
in Montreal? I'm sorry, in Montreal?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they comedians?
Yes.
They're not cheese fry makers or whatever, poutine makers?
Nope. Nope.
Poutine sucks.
Of course it sucks. You know what's better than poutine?
Anything.
Disco fries. Just go to literally any diner.
What's a disco fry?
Disco fries are poutine, except with either mozzarella or American cheese.
Cheese, yeah.
Which is better than cheese curds.
Isn't poutine? Oh, cheese curds it is, right?
Poutine is cheese curds. It's just disco fries with cheese curds.
It's not great.
It's stupid.
It's such an acquired taste up there because my wife loves it. I hate it.
She likes poutine?
Oh my God. Anytime we go up there.
It's trash.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Why can't they just do it here? Don't they have it here?
It's the
'Cause they-
specific
'cause you know what
cheese curds from
Cheese
Quebec.
curds fucking eat my dick.
Yeah, they suck. You know what I do? We were just at Jim McClure. He took us out to lunch on Monday.
How was that?
So great. It was phenomenal. Just to sit there with all the guys and chat it up. And it was just,
I couldn't do it.
It was the team bonding exercise we all needed. We
Oh,
are
it's
so
nice.
on the right page now. It's a new day.
That's good.
Yeah, it really is.
I
great.
couldn't do it.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. You were there in spirit.
Good.
We all just sat there talking about how great you are.
I was taping.
Right. Well, of course, you're a famous guy. But I got a buffalo chicken sandwich, and there were little blue cheese crumbs on it, which remind me of cheese curds. Brushed them right off. I don't need that shit.
Yeah,
no,
they are
brush
good.
it right off.
I'm not a fan of blue cheese either.
No.
Colin hates it too. I don't. What the fuck is wrong with you
I
guys?
don't like the texture.
Just give me some ranch.
Yeah, the texture is a little irritating.
It's irritating.
How it
It's-
mushes down.
Yes, it's the same texture as these cheese curds.
Yeah, it's like boogers.
Right.
It is. That's why I don't like mushrooms.
Right.
Why?
Because it's so.
I
it's-
know, because they're like, why do you keep smacking the vegetable on your cheek?
Because a mushroom stamp.
This shit like dicks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nah, it doesn't work.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many phallic-shaped vegetables.
No, but they don't have a head on them.
No, yeah, I guess, but they don't. Mushrooms have such a short stem; it doesn't make sense.
Well, you know, ugly dicks.
Yeah, short little fat dicks. But yeah, I feel like somebody went over to Montreal. They saw these stupid poutine dishes that everybody said, "Oh, look, it's the national dish," and they went, "What if we just did this with regular cheese and we put it in the diner as disco fries?
Yeah.
It's better. Disco fries is gravy, mozzarella, and fries."
Is that like that? I also don't like. Don't they have a lot of pate and fucking?
Pate?
Yeah, like a lot of.
That's what we like to do when we're in Montreal. Pate.
Is that goose liver?
Pate?
Pate, yes.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. I don't like pate.
No, it tastes okay,
Yeah.
but it's just too gross.
No, I don't like
a mushy goose liver. Fuck you.
Here's the problem with Montreal. They try to act like they're so cultured. Everybody's walking around speaking French. Oh, we don't want to speak English. We're going to make all the street signs in French. And, in the French, in France, the French had fine cuisine and art and all. There's so much culture that goes right alongside France. In Montreal, they go, we all speak French to go back to our French roots. Here's our national dish, poutine. And you're going, the French wouldn't sit there and take pride in cheese curds on fries.
I don't know. Maybe they would.
No.
They're
got
weird.
French fries.
They're weird people.
Yeah, but they don't take pride.
Freedom
in
fries.
Yeah, we call them freedom fries on the show, Troy, first of all.
Freedom fries.
If you go to France, they're not sitting there going like, oh, you should try our fries.
Yeah, but Montreal's not in France, so they got to put their own little spin on it.
That's
And
right.
so they throw some cheese curds and gravy on it.
Yeah, it's delicious.
You like it?
I don't mind it. Sure.
But I know you don't mind it, but it's diner food, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't seek it out.
For that to be a national dish,
It's kind of douchey.
it's douchey.
Now, what did I miss at this?
That'd be
big,
like if they were like New York, the home of chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
You're going like
It's trash.
It's garbage.
What did I miss at this big lunch?
Oh, it was
What decisions were made?
a lot of big decisions were made. Well, for one, when somebody's out sick, somebody's got to cover for them.
Oh, I'm glad that was covered.
Yeah, that was covered.
We
We're
decided on that.
we're
that was
about
good stuff.
what 3 or 4 years into the show at this point. So we thought that was important to handle.
Gotta have rules.
You gotta have rules.
We
Man's
can't
gotta
have
have a code.
anarchy. Man's
Nope.
got to have a code.
Yep.
And then I feel like so business wise, we figured out that we need to have
Cover.
Yeah, when somebody's sick, somebody needs to cover for them. And then I think the rest of the lunch was spent with Troy bitching at Travis because Travis didn't put him on the group text again.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah,
not good.
and Troy felt like he wasn't being included, and I agreed with Troy.
Yeah, we got a lot accomplished.
Yeah, that was
It was shitty of him to do that.
it was very very shitty and
We hashed it out, though.
passive aggressive.
Travis has been kind of shitty lately.
Yeah, he's been a dickhead. I've noticed that too.
That's fine. Troy's being a little bit of a bitch about this, but you
Wow,
know.
But not being in the group text.
Yeah.
he's right. Troy's right in this one. But
Look,
that's really, I mean, that's in a nutshell what was covered at this lunch. Yes, yeah. So
it was a good hour and a half.
that was about it was about 90 minutes.
But I had fun. It was fun.
It was fun.
You enjoyed it.
Yeah, and there was some casual conversation. McClure's an awesome guy, so it's
Yeah.
got a chance to hang with him.
We do like Jim McClure. We like everybody.
He's a
on the
good
show.
egg.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
a
we got
good
to
time.
bring our intern. We got to bring our new employee. Everybody was there.
Okay, good.
It was
Almost
just,
everybody.
Well, you were there. You're kind of. Here's why it was good that you weren't there. You carry an aura.
Ah, that's good.
You know what I mean?
That's
it's like
good.
the king can't always.
Be with the subjects.
Exactly.
That's a good point.
There has to be some distance, and that's why it's like we were all most of it when we weren't talking about Troy bitching about not being on a group text.
Yeah.
Or Jim McClure going. So from now on, if somebody's sick, somebody fills in for him. The rest of the time was spent going, how great is Jim?
Yeah, I understand.
How
It was
amazing.
awkward if I was
It would be
there.
uncomfortable if Jim was there.
That's
Yeah.
a good point.
We're going over.
Where'd
our
you guys
favorite
go?
Bits, stuff like that. It's just weird.
We just went to the burger spot down in by the Today Show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It was good.
Yeah, I can never do right after the show.
Oh, lights are gone on this group lunch. But I'm just saying that's that.
Well, you
time
could
doesn't
do
work.
right after the show.
No, I can't. I'm shooting. I mean, I was taping something.
Yeah, but you can't never. That just happened to be that one day.
Monday, I can't on Mondays and Wednesdays because I have UFC.
Did you watch
Probably.
Jon Stewart set the world on
I
fire
did.
yesterday?
Yeah, I saw the whole speech.
It was so great. It's just a good
Very
5.5
disrespectful
minutes.
to speak to Congress that way.
You wish that he would have had a little more decency for government officials.
And who wasn't there? Like a lot of them were.
A lot of them. It drives me crazy that it's a given that more often than not, Congress people just don't show up to vote.
Well,
they just won't. They just don't show up to stuff. They don't have to go to work.
Well, especially something like this, and he really, hopefully, embarrassed them. It's got over 6 million views from last night.
And that's just that version.
Just that version, 137,000 likes. You know, it's the fake patriotism. It's all this fucking fake shit where they wear the little flag lapel and they thank the troops. We thank you for your service.
Never forget.
Never forget. Round of applause for the troops. It's all fake, because when it comes down to doing something right, like taking care of the firemen and the cops, all these first responders who walked into the buildings, they do nothing.
The next time we get bitched at by our listeners for being off the air, you guys are taking another day off? I'm going to say, why don't you talk to your elected officials about taking days off?
That's right.
They just don't. I don't think that there's even vacation days or not vacation days. They just don't have to go to work. I mean, what a great gig.
And they also, and the committee chair, I think, was saying things like, well, they were with their constituents. Shut the fuck up. That's like me not coming in going, yeah, but I was home watching TV to get jokes ready. Shut up, fucking asshole.
Yeah, Jim has to stay at home and just get his, he's getting his radio skills fine-tuned.
They're not funding the programs providing health care to the first responders. They keep putting it in these other bills. But that should be a standalone thing where the guys that are sick from running down into the towers from that area are taken care of. And the fact that they're not, it just shows you how full of shit we are with all of this fake gratitude and fake connection and the flag waving. It's fucking nonsense.
Yeah, so there's supposed to be monies set aside. There are supposed to be monies set aside for the 9/11 first responders that all got sick. You know, I mean, it's what happened. They breathed in all the building dust and airplane fumes and thermite paint and everything else that was on that scene, and they all ended up getting sick. And these are the people that ran down there. So many of them died doing it, and the ones that didn't die got sick trying to be the people that did their job ahead of putting they put their job ahead of their own personal safety.
The one that all of these people that did show up for this hearing, were taking photos down there where they were, you know, again, and John pointed out they were tweeting out.
Of course they were tweeting out.
Never forget all this shit, these shit sentiments that they don't mean, and then it comes time to take care of the people that were down there and they're not doing it.
And so they've been trying to add this 9/11 bill into other bills so they can get other stuff passed that hasn't gotten passed.
Yeah.
And they're sitting there going, well, we have about 5 years left maybe on the money that we have to give to the first responders, and after that, it is what it is. I mean, there are high school kids that at the time went back to high school right around where the Trade Center was, and they got sick. You know what I mean? You're not talking about people who only need 15 years of coverage. You're talking about people who the rest of their life, their health is altered because of what happened. And John made a whole bunch of great points about it not just being a New York problem. Clearly, this wasn't when 9/11 happened. Nobody around the country was sitting there going, well, you know, I'm a patriot, but this is an attack on New York. It was an attack on America.
Well, he made a great point. They didn't say death to Tribeca.
Yeah.
It was, you know, it wasn't, it was an attack on America, not just New York.
Right. So Jon Stewart went in there, and and this is what I really like about this is a cause that Jon Stewart has been fighting for a very long time.
Yeah.
This is not something he just jumped on board with. This is something he was talking about when he was still doing The Daily Show. This is something that he's talked about publicly many, many times before. But he got to sit in front of Congress yesterday and basically shame them for the fact that this is even a discussion that we're having, that it's not just a given. It feels very Chernobyl-ish to me.
It should be. It should just be. And Joe in North Carolina has a distinction to make, which does make sense.
What's going on? What's going on, Joe?
Hey, fellas. Yeah, not to diminish Mr. Stewart's words or the hard work he's doing, but it actually was a subcommittee hearing, so all of Congress wasn't even invited, and no action was taken.
But you know, if you're Congress, you know who's coming.
Right.
You know that the first responders are coming. You know that Jon Stewart is coming to represent the first responders. So you would think, even though you don't technically have to be there, you're going, the one day that I'm going to volunteer to show up is probably the day that I can at least look at the first responders in the eyes and say, thank you.
And any of the people who have voted a certain way, or they probably didn't want to be there and get called out.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that, Joe, hang on. The fact that this is an issue, it should just be,
Yeah, I mean,
just take care of it.
It really makes me feel like when I'm watching, you watch the Chernobyl show and you're going, oh my God, I can't believe.
Is it funny?
No, it's not a comedy, man.
I thought it was.
It's a nuclear disaster.
Yeah.
It affected so many. Well,
yeah, I know.
You should watch the show. I don't think you quite grasp what it was.
No, I thought it was a stand-up thing.
No,
okay.
I know it's HBO is the home of stand-up, but no. When you watch Chernobyl, you're sitting there going, I can't believe that the Russian government is just ignoring their people. They're just, because they don't want this to be bad news, they're just allowing the health of their people to go on the back burner. We're not going to deal with this right now. And then you turn on TV yesterday and you see Jon Stewart going after Congress and you realize they're trying to push the first responders aside just like that. They're trying, and there are people up there
saying it was a New York thing. I mean, it's just gross.
It's terrible. And then there are other representatives that are saying, and Jon Stewart called out one of them, that are sitting there going, well, we have so many other things. This is one of many things that we have to take care of. You have to understand, budgets have to get made. And you're sitting there going, it's 9/11, dude. It's the biggest attack ever
it's the thing that all of you as elected officials yammer about and talk about with this fake heartfelt emotion, and it's all, and again, the little lapel pins, and
it's literally that's where people started wearing those lapels.
Yeah.
And if we should have pride in anything that we do, it should be the fact that no matter how much time passes, never forget is the slogan.
It doesn't mean forget in a few years.
Yeah. The pride should exist in no matter how much time passes, we're still making sure that all of the first responders and their families are taken care of and then some. And you can tell that it's a serious thing because finally we figured out something. Except for the real fringe douchebags, we figured out something that doesn't fall into party lines.
Right.
It's not a Democrat-Republican thing. And I think celebrities and Twitter warriors and all these people that are taking up causes should look at what Jon Stewart did yesterday and realize that when you are trying to support something that you think is right, you don't have to paint it with the political brush. You don't have to sit there and say, 9/11 responders should be supported, and you Republicans and you Democrats and you just sit there and say, why don't we just fight for what's right?
Yeah, or it's boring. The political obsession is a little boring that people have.
Yeah, and I love that Jon Stewart went in there and he didn't do it. He just did what's right and what's wrong. It had nothing to do with politics.
Or at least keep it to race. I guess that's
you
the
like
point.
that.
Yeah. I think race is what we should focus on.
Just something we can all understand.
Yeah,
I understand.
absolutely.
Yeah, because sometimes you get lost in the nuance.
Point out what races aren't doing the right thing for the responders. That's what I would have done.
Can you imagine if that's how Jon Stewart wrapped the whole thing up?
Yeah.
He did this amazing 5.5 minutes, and then he decided to blame an ethnicity for the whole thing.
And by the way, where's all the blacks? I don't see them.
John.
Like the school principal. And who's leaving? The black people. You remember her?
Yeah.
She's giving a talk at her fucking graduation.
Yeah, what did she just say? Why'd she end with that?
And they were angry, but they were also laughing at her like, fucking.
Why did you do that?
Why?
What are you doing?
She been fired?
I would imagine. I can't imagine that she was there the next year to give a similar speech. Because you'd just be sitting there either furious or waiting for her to make some other racial remark.
Yeah. That got a lot of...
You can't.
No.
You can't. Just even if you have that bitter hatred and racism in your heart. I can't relate to it, but even if it's there, put it off to the side. You know, when you're speaking publicly, just relax with it.
So
maybe try to move past it.
Good job by Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
It was good. It's worth watching. It's only 5.5 minutes.
Yeah. Do you want to? Let's play a couple audio clips of it because you don't want to go through the whole 5.5 minutes because it's not like we're going to be able to stop it and goof on it. It was a brilliant piece of public speaking.
It was good. Yeah, did a good job.
But this is John wondering where some of these representatives are.
Breathing problems started almost immediately, and they were told they weren't sick, they were crazy. And then, as the illnesses got worse and things became more apparent, well, okay, you're sick, but it's not from the pile. And then, when the science became irrefutable, okay, it's the pile. But this is a New York issue. I don't know if we have the money. And I'm sorry if I sound angry and undiplomatic, but I'm angry. And you should be too, and they're all angry as well. And they have every justification to be that way. There is not a person here, there is not an empty chair on that stage that didn't tweet out, never forget the heroes of 9/11. Never forget their bravery. Never forget what they did, what they gave to this country. Well, here they are.
Strong.
April Fool's.
He didn't throw in an Edgar at the
People
end.
think he ruined it by doing that.
He just wanted to get his character over.
Yeah.
When am I going to have this many eyes again? It was really good. It was really, really good. And he shamed the whole
he did.
The whole group of them.
It was good.
The never forget stuff.
Yeah.
This is the death to Tribeca line that you were talking about, Jim.
Setting aside that no American in this country should face financial ruin because of a health issue. Certainly 9/11 first responders shouldn't have to decide whether to live or to have a place to live. And the idea that you can only give them 5 more years of the VCF because you're not quite sure what's going to happen 5 years from now, well, I can tell you, I'm pretty sure what's going to happen 5 years from now. More of these men and women are going to get sick and they are going to die. And I am awfully tired of hearing that it's a 9/11 New York issue. Al-Qaeda didn't shout death to Tribeca.
Nice.
April Fool's.
You did it already. Like you did it.
John likes the character. He keeps doing it.
Okay, yeah, I forgot it was John
Yeah.
doing it, clearly. Joe in New Jersey. What's up, Joe?
Yeah, hi, guys.
Hello, Joe.
How you doing?
Good.
Love your show, by the way, but just hearing you talk about the fact that that Congress doesn't take care of 9/11 people, they don't take care of veterans that get wounded, they don't take care of us. The only thing they do is run for re-election. So I don't understand why you're even surprised by this. Jon Stewart should be mad, but I've been mad for like 30 years because Congress sucks. That's the problem.
Right, you can get angry, but you can't be surprised by it.
Yep. Yeah, it's just shitty. Because again, they all say that fake patriotism is just it irritates me.
Yeah, support the troops.
Yeah, it's just words.
And then you do nothing.
Yeah, then you don't take care of them properly.
It was a bad day too, because at the same time they were trying to increase their cost of living rate. They haven't gotten a raise in 10 years, and so they're trying to get a $4,500 raise. Not
Congress
a big deal. Yeah, not a big deal. Cost of living, whatever. On any other day, it probably would have been okay, but on
Did they give it to themselves?
I don't know. They're still like fighting for it and trying to pass. You have to pass that bill too. I don't know who votes on it, but they haven't given it to themselves yet, and they haven't given it to themselves in 10 years. But for that to come up yesterday is probably the worst possible day.
Bad day for it.
It's like when you get a bad performance review at work, and that's also raise day, and you're going, but we decided the raises before this, right? We can't.
Yeah, you don't want to have to raise that during 9/11 first responder day.
Let the 9/11 thing pass and then try to get your 4,500 after. You know what I mean? Or maybe you just realize that this isn't the year to get the 4,500. We'll try to get it next year.
I mean, they don't have a crazy high salary. A lot of them, they make $175,000 a year.
$175,000 is pretty good money.
Not in DC for what they do. If you have that type of a gig, that's not a crazy salary.
You think that all they're making is $175,000?
No, but I'm saying
help.
that's their salary on the.
Yeah, they get 175 grand plus all the other handouts that you get from being a powerful person.
Do they have benefits forever or no? How long do they have health benefits for?
Don't know. But 175 grand is pretty good money.
I don't think for that job it's
I mean,
okay.
you don't even have to show up to work.
It's okay.
How much money do you think they should be getting paid?
I'm not saying anymore. It's just not like it's not an unreasonable amount of money.
Yeah, I mean, it's not crazy money.
Yeah, so you look at it,
but it's really great money. I mean, it's more money than almost everybody.
Yeah, and a lot of free everything, free flights. And free this.
Yeah, you don't really have to pay for anything.
A lot of perks.
Yeah, lots of perks. You're going to make money you can write a book, you can go on a speaking tour, you can go do whatever you need to do. You don't have to show up to work, and you make like, I don't know, 4 times the national average.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Pretty sweet gig. What I love about
DC's expensive, though.
Not if you're a congressperson.
Yeah, it's still expensive.
What are you buying?
Just cost of living down there is high.
I mean, but they got shows about it. They end up, crashing the congressmen end up crashing together. Like they get these houses where they live like they're frat houses. There's like 5 congressmen to a house, and they're just hanging out and not spending any money.
Wow. Yeah.
They're getting kickbacks. I'm not
Are they
really
living with each other?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And then they have their apartments in New York or wherever else they live, but they take the train up 3 days a week, crash with each other in their like frat houses. Amazon did a whole sitcom about it, but it was based on real stories.
Oh, okay.
And then they go home to their nice apartments. Joe in Westchester. What's up, Joe? Hang on. Sorry, bud. What's up, Joe?
How you doing?
Hey.
Listen, Jim, you asked a question about whether they get health benefits, how long they get benefits. All you have to do is serve 1 term in the Senate or 1 term in Congress, and you and your family get health benefits for life.
Boom.
And they get the Cadillac plan plus a pension.
What the fuck is
Yeah,
that? Why
pension.
the fuck do they get health benefits for life?
Because they're
For
so.
life, and
No,
their
no.
family, and their families for life too. I mean, they know how to take care of themselves. Believe me, it's unbelievable.
Anything-
Once they get a pension, once they have all the contacts, and they get to work for somebody, work as a lobbyist, and make 5-6 times the amount they were making as a congressman or senator when they get out.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's why it's filled with billionaires and millionaires.
If they were making
nobody can get elected anymore from the middle class.
If they were making 60 grand a year, they would be able to live very, very comfortably. There's no reason to sit there and go like 175 grand a year is it's an okay living.
I think it's okay. I don't find it to be like considering that job and the amount of you have to do at that job or whatever, or the amount of power
they
you
don't
have.
even show up.
Still, 175 is not unreasonable for somebody in that position.
Well,
I'm okay with it.
They want 179.5.
Yeah,
Get that $4,500 cost of living.
that's not a crazy.
No, the $4,500 raise is not crazy.
What annoys me is the fucking health benefits forever after 1 term.
Why don't they give health benefits forever to veterans?
That's.
I mean, if you sign up to serve,
Yeah,
especially if you're in any kind of combat,
yeah.
you should have health benefits forever.
Yeah.
Done.
Or if there's a terrorist attack and you run into the buildings or the pile of rubble and you breathe that shit in and you're fucked up, you should be taken care of.
If you're trying to pull people out of these buildings that fell down, you have no idea what kind of chemicals you're breathing in, but you just want to help people. Yeah, benefits for life. I'm okay with it.
By the way, I have a hole in my pants.
Oh no, now you're down to 9.
It's annoying me. And they lost a pair of my pants. I'm so fucking irritated.
Who lost a pair of your pants?
Fucking cleaners.
Oh wow, so now you know how these 9/11
I
guys
don't know.
feel.
That's what I'm trying to say. I get it. I know exactly what you're dealing with.
I think Jim Norton, for
incompetence.
the amount of joy that Jim Norton has provided to America,
Absolutely.
you should get pants for life.
That's right. I don't mind paying for my pants. I just want them brought back when I sent them over to be clean. They never have a fucking answer, these people.
I love that. When I send my pants out, they should be able to return them and I should get an answer.
Yeah, I'm paying for it. I just want my clothes.
Yeah.
They lost one of my shirts recently. Fucking assholes.
Did they?
Yes. I'm going to have to switch cleaners.
When should you get a washing machine?
I have one, and I do.
You have a washing machine?
Certain pants and shirts, I dry clean.
Dry clean only?
Yeah, for certain ones, yeah.
I see, because it's fancy clothes, church clothes.
Just I want to keep them for years. I keep my jeans for years, as you guys know.
You dry clean your jeans?
Yeah.
Oh.
I have a pair.
What a fancy guy.
I've never heard that before.
I've for years, but that's
jeans?
why these jeans are like fucking 4 years old and they look great.
Yeah, it looks crisp.
Except they have a hole in the crotch.
Yeah.
Easy to sew up.
But why don't you just Why don't you just buy new jeans?
I could do that.
Like instead of
I mean, I think you've gotten your money's worth after 4 years.
Yeah, right.
instead of using all this effort to have to send them out and have somebody pick them up, and I dry clean them every time, and
Plus, they would always shrink when I would dry, like in the house. I would figure they would, if you dry them too much, they
Plus,
shrink.
how much money are you spending on dry cleaning?
Yeah,
your
no, I
jeans
know.
Versus just
buying new jeans.
I know. I just like these. I think
No,
they're
I
called
know.
C of H is the brand. They're very comfortable.
You're an S of C.
Indeed.
C of H.
I think that's what they're called. Can we look up C of H jeans?
I've
Chippa
never heard
of hell.
C of H.
Yeah. No, they're very soft.
Is it like a Target brand?
No.
Oh, Citizen.
I don't like that brand. I like this.
Citizens of Humanity is what C of H stands for.
yeah.
It's Citizen jeans.
Are they nice?
Yeah, Citizen is a really good brand. Yeah. But they make new jeans every season.
I think that's. They don't have the same ones?
No, the cut changes every season.
Well, you're not supposed to wear jeans that are 4 years old. Like it's out of style.
Right there, I think I don't care about that.
I like my Jenko jeans.
Yeah, exactly.
I get them dry
I
cleaned.
wish I
No,
got
I
my
like the
Jenkos
material.
dry cleaned when I was in high school.
I like the materials. You want to feel them?
It's
I
denim.
mean, yeah.
You want to feel how soft they are?
They still make jeans
No,
out
they
of
don't
denim.
feel like denim. They're
In the
very
break,
soft.
I'll rub your leg. Yeah.
They're very.
G-Star makes jeans just like it.
Do you want to feel how soft they are?
Sure.
They're very, very soft jeans.
Yeah, you
Look,
know
we've
what?
had the conversation that finding good jeans it's tough, and you want to get as many as
I
you
have
can.
4 pairs of
Totally
them.
get it. Totally get
I
it.
had 4 pairs.
But it's not that tough.
1 or 2
No,
snug.
no. I mean, it's not impossible,
No, I never have. You know what I do? I go to the mall. I find them.
and I usually find something.
It's like sometimes not in the first store. Banana Republic, nah, these aren't my style. G-Star, oh, I like those. And we're done.
Yeah, but I had 1 pair with no hole in the crotch. They were black, and I loved them. And they're fucking gone, and I'm fuming.
How do you get a hole in the crotch?
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
where
know,
I'm at, there's a lot of weight in it.
as I said it, I realized.
Exactly.
bulge.
Yeah, there's a lot of it's just tearing through.
Probably from pick scratching my bag.
Oh, you think so?
That's it. You're just constantly just degrading the fabric.
Why don't you get a stylist, Jim?
I offered.
Why don't you get yourself a real stylist that will take you shopping twice a year?
I don't need one.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Yeah, I'm dressed fine. What's wrong with the
You
dress?
wear the same hoodie every day, and you've had the same jeans for 4 years, and you get them dry clean because you don't want to replace them.
That's true.
You're in a lot of trouble here.
I don't want a stylist.
Get a stylist.
No.
You don't need to have a daily relationship with them, but a stylist that will take you shopping twice a year.
I'm too fat right now. I gotta lose 10 pounds and I'll go shopping. So I can buy the jeans I want.
Rob's suggesting get one of those like boxes where they like send you clothes every month.
No, that's a terrible
It's a
idea.
fucking
It
horrible
doesn't make any
idea.
sense. Jim doesn't need to.
No, you talk to
Oh,
a
he needs a
stylist.
girlfriend.
Rob, you're pitching Jim a stylist for somebody with no cash. Jim has money. He
No,
can
I
actually
know,
get
it's
a
expensive
stylist.
stuff. You go to like one of the trunk club or something like that,
Rob.
where it's just like
It's a terrible idea.
It's a terrible idea.
talk
I'm
to
gonna,
them.
no, I have to
No.
try
you
every
give them
pair
your
of clothes
size.
on.
Oh, dude.
No, Rob. Of course he does.
That's true.
He buys jeans every 7 years. What are you talking about?
All right.
Gotta lose the weight first. Let's go to Jeremy. Maybe we were incorrect. I hope we were.
What's up, Jeremy?
Hey, it's one of the most misunderstood and misreported things on the internet about the congressman's pay.
Fake news?
I actually ran for Congress years ago and looked up all the benefits. Their benefit package is basically the same as any federal employee. They don't get pensions for life. They don't have a superstar health plan. It's the same health plan the janitor at the Congress building gets. Their pension plan that they get that people misunderstand, it's basically the government equivalent of a 401k. They contribute into it. They don't get it for life. Their family doesn't get health care for life. It's basically the same benefit plan that any federal employee has. Now, you could debate whether they should have that, but that's what it is. It's not anything super special that only they get.
Okay. I hope that you're right.
All right, thank you, buddy.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Thanks, guy.
Yeah, I mean, I think you've. Here's the thing, Jim. You look good. You feel good. You feel good. You play good. That's the position you need to be in. And all you need is a stylist. Get an expensive one, a New York stylist. You save a lot of money on dry cleaning jeans for 4 years.
I just gotta drop 10 pounds so I can buy some more jeans. That's all.
But you should be doing it twice a year, no matter what.
What the can?
There's somebody slamming
It's
on
in the
pipes.
building, right? It's not this.
really bad.
It's not
It's gotta be
this.
another floor.
Somebody's hammering pipes.
It's not this floor.
It can't be this floor.
No, it's one floor down.
Yeah.
And right underneath us this time.
It is.
Yeah.
And that's not a company we have anything to do with.
No, it's probably NBC.
What company?
WNBC.
That's right. I want you to say the call letters correctly.
Can you hear that banging?
I heard it.
Does it come through in the air? It might not come through.
Mars said it didn't come through on the air, and it definitely comes through on the air.
Listeners definitely heard it.
Yeah.
Did they? Tung, 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 tung.
Yeah.
And you guys were so quiet for the 2 seconds.
Tung, 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 tung.
It stopped us in our tracks.
It's annoying. We have Brian Callen today, by the way.
Brian
Have we
Callen's
had Brian
coming in.
on the show before?
I don't think so. I don't think so. He's, of course, from The Fighter and the Kid.
Yep.
He does Rogan's podcast all the time. He was one of the original Mad TV guys.
Yeah.
He's got a comedy special out. He's on the Goldbergs. He's doing everything right now. He's lighting the world on fire, and I'm looking forward to talking to him.
I never saw the Goldbergs.
I don't know if you'd like it because you don't really like 80s stuff. You don't like Stranger Things.
No, I didn't mind Stranger Things. I liked it, but then it just got to be annoying.
Right, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I feel like
But it wasn't
generation...
the 80s part of it. It was just, the whole upside down world, whatever the fuck they're in. That's not an 80s.
Literally the plot of the show.
I
it's the whole
know.
plot.
I liked it, not the plot.
Yeah. That's like when you said, I like
Great
Breaking
idea.
Bad, except I don't like that he was a teacher and had a family. And you're going, well, you just wanted to watch Narcos then.
No, I didn't mind that. I just didn't like that they did it I didn't like the purpose that I knew that it was done.
What, to make him not...
Likable. To make him likable. To make him relatable. To give him a reason that the audience can stomach.
But the premise of the show is normal guy becomes a drug dealer, not drug dealer becomes a drug dealer.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Oh,
They had to
okay.
break bad.
I just don't need those type of reasons to like somebody in a show.
That's true. If it was just a guy who's a drug dealer without those other stuff, it would just be called bad.
If he just
'Cause he would
decided,
already
like,
be bad.
if he needed some money, say he was having a hard time and needed a little bit of money, which is a reason, it just didn't have to be that he had a kid with something wrong with him and he had cancer. It was just,
But then he wouldn't have had to break bad. He would just be a bad guy.
But he still could have broke bad because he just needed some money and he got caught up in it. He got caught up in it.
But that's what ended up happening.
Understandable. But it was like Dexter, the same thing. They had to give a reason where we can like this guy, right? I just didn't
How
like
great is the end in Breaking Bad when he's talking to what's her face, and he's like, "I did it because I was good at it."
Yeah, when he finally admits to it. It's a perfect show.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah, from start to end. And the more that you see these shows that everybody loves fall apart, the more you realize what an amazing feat Breaking Bad was. When you watch like Game of Thrones and the show ends and people are like, okay. Or you watch Walking Dead just completely fall into smithereens.
So hard to stick the landing.
Yeah, you go, it's amazing that Breaking Bad was disciplined enough. I know it's driving me fucking crazy.
At least they're drilling too.
And then they start the drilling. Is there a jackhammer they could use, maybe? That would be perfect.
You hear that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck are they
Line
doing?
one's got a good point.
Let's go to Tommy in Brooklyn. What's up, Tommy?
Hey guys,
Hey.
Two things. Jimmy, I've never done this, but there's articles on it. Freeze your jeans.
Why?
That's what happens is if you get crud or whatever on them, once you freeze them, that all comes to the top, and then you just dust it off and put them back on. I've never done it. I just throw them in the washing machine, but something for you to think about.
Okay.
And that banging, go run to the toilet and talk to somebody.
That's probably what it is. Anybody on the line? Anybody on the line? Thank you, Tommy. And
Yes.
Carlos in Montreal. What's up, Carlos?
Hey, are we seriously going to sit here and listen to Sam give advice on how to dress? Motherfucker just wears plaid T-shirts and Andre the Giant T-shirts every day.
You know
Come
what?
on, man.
Okay,
You're right. That is a great point. The fact that we are listening to Sam talk about fashion.
First of all, Troy says exactly when he was agreeing with me.
Well,
Second,
about Jim?
yeah.
Yeah, no, Jim needs to step up his fashion game. The shoes were a big step.
Secondly, Carlos is only salty because I was insulting poutine earlier. And thirdly,
No, it's not the poutine.
and
It's the
thirdly,
truth, man.
a lot of my wardrobe does come for free from people on Instagram. But I'm also not in the financial position that Jim is. Jim, we always advocate. You know, Carlos, as a listener to this show, something that we advocate strongly for is to show your wealth through physical means. Let the world know that you're doing well financially through physical stuff, whether it's your car, your shoes, jewelry, whatever you have to do. And I think that Jim should be at the peak of style, letting the world know that financially he's doing quite well.
He got the Yeezys. He got the Yeezys. He's showing it.
That's true. That's true. You're right.
There are times where I need to step up my fashion game.
You do have 15 pairs of Yeezys.
Yeah, I do.
I offered many times, like, Jim, I'll take you out.
No, I know, but I want to, again, I put like 10 pounds on, so I want to drop it before I buy any more clothes, because I won't buy a bigger size. Because when you do that, that's when you're in trouble. When you go up a size, then you start fucking eating like, yeah, I'm okay.
That's also because you keep your clothes. If you were just like, these are just the clothes I'm wearing for now, and then I'm going to get rid of them and buy new ones later, that won't matter as much.
When I can fit all my jeans again, I will start looking for new clothes.
Your pants?
Mm-hmm.
What I love about Twitter is that just as I'm sitting there, right, and all day on Twitter, everybody's talking about Jon Stewart and this amazing speech that Jon Stewart's doing. And I'm like, yeah, this is incredible. Retweets and likes and all over the place. Everybody's sending out their favorite clips and whatnot. And then I'm like, what else is trending? What else are people talking about today? And then I see that the running butthole challenge is a thing. And I go, how at the same time that Jon Stewart is advocating for the first responders of 9/11 is running butthole challenge a thing? And then I go, but more importantly, what is the running butthole challenge? Do you know about the running butthole challenge?
I do,
Jim?
but I don't know exactly what it is. I'm aware of it.
Right, you're aware that it's a thing.
Yes, it is a thing.
So I think it looks like, I believe it was started by gay porn stars. And then some straight porn stars started to do it as well. Well, that's not it, Troy. You just went down to a picture of gay porn stars having sex with each other.
No, they're doing yoga.
Yeah, it's a down dog.
Right, but
and a man's entered him in the behind.
They're doing yoga.
I don't know why that's what you stopped at. You literally skipped all of the videos that we're talking about so you could go to gay porn.
No. I just was not. That was a picture that kind of took me by surprise.
You scroll through every video that we're talking about.
No, because I saw the videos. I'm like, oh, how many videos are there here? And then there was the guy doing down dog and then getting entered from behind.
And then did you keep scrolling or you stopped?
Yeah.
You stopped to take a look.
What is going on here?
So, the running butthole challenge, very big on Twitter right now.
Yeah.
It's what happens is you set up a camera, and then you leave the room, and then in your underpants. This is actually. It seems like the this is the evolution of undie flip in certain ways. I could see Travis and his brother as adults playing this game. The running butthole challenge is you strip down to your underwear, you leave the room. You set up a camera kind of position maybe on the bed or something, and then top speed, you run into the room towards the camera, and at the last minute, you pull your shorts down and point your butthole at the camera.
They jump on their back and they let the asshole go right into the it hits the camera?
It does. So you try to run your butthole into the camera. Yeah.
That's fun.
And that's the running
looks
butthole
fun.
challenge.
That does look fun.
Look at him. He's coming in, and there's the butthole. See, like this guy's a professional because he shaved his butthole down and everything.
Yeah.
And you just see it. And so you're going, what's this guy running at me for? And the last thing you see is a butthole that comes right to the camera. There he goes, and boom, butthole in your face.
And they're wearing pants, and they do it. They just jump in the. It's almost like they're going to jump sit on your face, but the asshole comes right towards the camera.
Right, but you see the butthole.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
This isn't something everyone could do.
No, you got to be in a certain shape to be shirtless and running and throwing your asshole at the fucking.
Well, just the athleticism. You have to get up in the air. You have to spread those legs out, and you have to have the aim to really get that anus onto the camera.
While keeping your shorts on.
Yeah, of course, because if you're just nude, nobody's trying to see all that nonsense.
Then you got to put your legs in front, too.
Of course.
You got to go like this.
Yes.
I don't need to see that.
I didn't need to see that.
I can't wait for running butthole challenge fail videos.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to happen.
Yep. Somebody winds up in the hospital with stitches.
Or they're
camera embedded.
They just they start combining different online trends, and they start playing Drake, and they jump out of the car and they run towards moving vehicles with their butthole sticking out.
Or it'd be funny to have like you do that and you have like anal beads or something in.
Right.
Yeah.
You never know. I mean, you're going to have to spice it up because eventually it's going to be old hat.
Or a little smiley face on your asshole.
Yes.
Just something silly, a political message.
Or you know what you could do?
Soy bomb.
Put some Tide Pods in there. And just let the people know I'm down with all the trends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tide Pod Butthole Challenge. So the running butthole challenge is big right now. And as Jon Stewart is trying to change the world, people are kind of torn in between, like, yeah, I want to watch more Jon Stewart videos, but at the same time, I really want to see who's winning with the running butthole challenge right now. Now, I think that Twitter is trying to shadow ban some of these people because I had to do a lot of Googling. I'm telling you.
What is shadow banning?
Last night, shadow banning is when they don't actually block your tweets, but they make it so that people can't find them. So, you don't just look at your Twitter and see a timeline of the most recent tweets. There's an algorithm to what you see. So shadow banning is when your tweet doesn't show up in anybody's algorithm, and when you do a search for it, people can't find it. So if you notice that your tweets are not getting retweeted or liked, and you have real followers, you don't have a whole bunch of fake followers, maybe you're being shadow banned by Twitter.
Oh.
I think that they say they don't do it, but everybody else says that they do it.
Yeah.
They totally do
Absolutely.
it. And I think that running butthole challenge was getting shadow banned because last night I was on Twitter. I was searching hashtag running butthole challenge. I was searching running butthole challenge as 3 separate words. I was searching butthole and then challenge. I had to separate the butt and the hole. Sometimes I added the hyphen. Sometimes I took away the hyphen. Sometimes I spelled the word hyphen.
How'd you find it?
Then I did a regular Google. And this is where it gets complicated. I left Twitter. I did a regular Google. I had to go through all the gay porn websites. I had to start putting it in quotes.
How many do you have to re-up your subscription on?
I had to put it in quotes because otherwise I was just getting butthole videos.
Yeah. I got a lot of medical results.
Yes.
Because first I typed in running butthole.
No, you got to do.
Well, you can really injure yourself running. A lot of times the anus will collect air while flying.
Sam's not lying, though. It was impossible to find out what the running butthole challenge was.
Right, so I finally did it in quotes.
Yeah.
Running butthole challenge in quotes.
Sure.
And then scroll down and read the previews of the websites that I was popping up because some of them were just not helpful. And then eventually, that's why the link that, Troy, that you were just at, it was technically like a gay porn news website that was covering the running butthole challenge.
Oh, okay.
But they had a collection.
They had them already
of the videos. So I was like, okay, this is exactly what I was looking for. Unfortunately, every advertisement on the page is man-on-man sex.
It was gay sex.
It was a lot of gay sex on the page. But you try to
Of
avoid...
all the images you saw, which would you say was the most appealing? If you had to pick one.
Well, I mean...
You want to look through them again?
Which one would you pick as the
we know
most
what Troy
appealing?
picked.
If I had to?
If you had to.
This is a good one, right, Sam?
No, I don't like all of
Do you
them.
like the guy in glasses sitting there with his penis half hard and the other guy's laying on his leg, like looking at the camera, like, hey, what about me, guys? And then there's the guys in the back, like the one guy's looking up at the other guy. The guy has a beard, the other guy's sitting on his dick. But the look they're giving us, like, we can't believe we're here.
Right.
How'd this happen?
Yeah, I mean... I don't like any of them, but that one for me, if I had to pick one,
Do you
it
like
wouldn't
that
be...
one with the man sitting on the other man's penis and he's kind of looking down at him?
No, but I don't mind that one with Sofia Vergara's husband showing his butt cheeks.
Oh, Mr. Man, he's
Joe Manganiello.
Okay.
He's in pretty good shape.
Does that make you want to do yoga?
No, I'm not going to take Troy's pick. Troy's been staring at that pic all morning.
Well, it's just a funny pic.
What do you notice in it?
Well, because there's 2 other people in the picture doing yoga, and they don't seem to be shocked at all that somebody has a penis in his rear.
Well, they're concentrating on their yoga.
Yeah, they're concentrating on their moves. Is that why you go to so many yoga classes, Troy? Just in case something like that happens? Yeah.
And the guy with the penis in his rear end, and then the woman, they have terrible form.
Terrible.
With their down dog.
Yeah.
Maybe they're new.
The guy with the dick in his ass actually has the best yoga.
Do you ever go to yoga class, Troy, and say I was under the impression that there would be some kind of gay sex here?
No, I like yoga because it's like I'm like one of 2 guys in a class full of women.
Right, and they're all ignoring when you two are having sex with each other.
Well,
do you look at any camel toes?
All the time.
Yeah, it's hard. I was doing something with yoga the other day, and wow, the way those girls' heinies look in those little yoga pants.
Sure.
Oof, Jesus Christ.
They do the cat cows, and you see a little cookie.
Ugh.
What's that?
What are you, like, you're talking like a 70s porn star. You sound like Ron Jeremy right now. You're just a sleazeball.
What's a little cookie?
What a sleazeball. A little cookie?
Yeah.
What is that?
Ugh.
It's like, do you know what cat cows are?
No.
Well, it's here. I'll show you.
I don't want to see your cookie, Troy.
Troy is getting down onto his hands and knees, like in the table position.
This is a cat.
Oh, I hate those.
With the arched spine.
He raises his
with the
spine and then
it
goes down.
concave. And
that
then,
doesn't do anything for you.
Back stretching.
Yoga, you know what? Let me tell you about yoga.
Tell
I've had
me.
enough of the fucking hand over the heart shit.
What are you talking about, Trip?
Yoga, they do this weird stuff where you greet namaste and you greet each other.
pray hands.
And pray hands. Stop it.
But that's good for stretching your back out.
That's part of the whole thing.
Cat cow sucks. I've done it. It's terrible.
part
I
of the
didn't know what it was called. Anyway, you see some nice cookies?
Yeah, when you come up
Cookies. Ugh.
Well, what do you call it? The little pouch.
You're a total
Vagina.
You're a sleazeball.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Especially at your age. You understand? Like a man in his mid-40s saying, I like to go to yoga, and I like to check out some of the girls and their little cookies.
You're going to tell me you're going to go to yoga and you're not going to look at girls in yoga pants.
No, but
fuck out of here.
At 47 years old, I'm
No,
probably not
not
going to
47.
go on the radio and go like, I like to look at the cookies.
Have you met any of them?
I don't really talk to anybody at yoga now.
Of course, you just...
So if he's not getting laid at yoga, why the fuck would I try?
You could just go for yoga.
Oh.
Yoga's great. Yoga changed my life.
Did it really?
It did, man.
I suck
This
at
is
it.
this is you in a positive way?
It's the only thing that got me through fucking a girlfriend dying.
Thank God for yoga.
Yoga?
Yeah. It's the only thing that got me through it. No therapy, no antidepressants.
You should probably try a little therapy.
Well, I started therapy.
Yeah, that's catch that on the back
Well,
end.
I realized when I'm unable to have an actual relationship with another human being,
Right.
that I should probably start therapy.
Right. Unless you're in Aruba. Right?
Sure. What about this picture? That's a good one.
The guy's hanging upside down by some sort of straps. He's doing a split, but upside down. And he's smiling, and his penis is hanging on his stomach, and there's two nude men noticing the shenanigans.
His wiener is upside down, and the guys are laughing at
Yeah,
him.
they're
Like,
laughing
look,
at
his
him.
wiener's upside down.
But they both have erections, which under the circumstances, I don't see how.
No, those pictures all make me insecure. Those guys are too athletic. I couldn't do anything like that.
But as far as pictures go on this website page, is that your favorite?
No, it's not
dirty
for me.
couch.
It's too athletic. It makes me insecure. I don't like that.
So which one was your first? What about that one?
It's too athletic. It's the same thing. The guy's doing
they're getting
splits
good
in
use out of
midair.
their straps. Yes, while the other man sucks his penis.
Let's see, another butthole challenge. Oh, this guy's coming from way far away. Boo! Oh, he hit you with a camera full of taint that time.
Hairy taint.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
They don't break their cameras?
Troy keeps scrolling back up to that
No,
photo.
I'm
I
trying
know.
to.
He's just looking at the gay porn now. I should.
Wait, do they not?
Well, they don't like. Yeah, I mean, the iPhone would just get knocked over. It's just an iPhone.
It's on a bed. So
Yeah. How would you think that would?
I guess so. Yeah.
How much force do you think they're using their anus?
But you're landing on your phone.
on your bed.
On your bed.
I
though.
feel like I would hurt myself.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to fucking put my weight on my phone. Like
You could sit on your
phone's gonna
phone
be
on your. You
fine.
could jump up and down on your phone on your bed. You'd be fine.
Yeah.
It's not like you're hitting it with a hammer. You're hitting it with your butt.
Yeah, you could step on your phone on your bed and it's fine.
Yeah, there's no problem there.
It's cushiony.
I know that.
Like,
Yeah, I
like
don't know
your
why-
buttocks.
Yeah, that wouldn't damage the phone. It would put some butt juice on it, I think.
Jim, let's try the butthole challenge.
No.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that, and not because I don't want to, run towards the camera with my butthole on display, but because just you got to get that air, right? First thing you got to do is get that air. You got to get your feet in the right position. You just have to have everything in your body. Your muscles have to be so in tune,
Sure.
right? That I just don't think I'm there.
Are you afraid as you were coming down that semen would leak onto the phone?
I mean, why would that's a fake laugh, Troy? But why would it?
Because you've come in your butt.
Oh, see, Troy didn't even get that.
That's a real.
Yeah, I mean you didn't get it the first time. You fake laughed the first time, and then the second one you got it and started actually laughing.
But it was funny.
But the first time you weren't really laughing.
But it's a good one.
See, it sounds different when you laugh this
Well, it was
time.
funny the first time, then it got even funnier.
So when I explained the explanation, made
I
it.
see. So the first laugh was like not a fake laugh, but just a sort of laugh, like, oh, that's
a
funny.
light laugh.
I see. Okay.
A chuckle.
My
Yeah.
mistake. My mistake. That makes much more sense now.
Yes, of course it does.
Let's go to Dakota in Oklahoma. What's up, Dakota?
Morning, fellas.
Morning, Dakota.
Hey, so, the best way to stay off the gay porn sites to do that is a couple days ago, I had a couple buddies start sending me what would be, I guess, the running vagina challenge.
Oh.
So much better.
Is there a running vagina
Let's look
challenge?
at that.
I've seen a handful of them. It's pretty nice.
That's pretty great.
Yeah, it keeps you off the gay sites as well. You know, I mean.
Well, that's it. It's going to take a lot more than that to keep Troy off the gay
sites. Might enjoy that, but
Yeah.
it's not my thing.
That's how every running vagina challenge ends. You see, like it goes black in your.
Although, you know what? Don't look too hard for it, Troy. It'll just end up being a distraction.
Here we go. Here we go.
I'd like to see the
do any radio.
Oh, that's pretty hot. That's very sexy. Even though she runs like the girl from fucking. How about you edit differently? She has to show herself actually starting.
You know what's really creepy? Number one, you see her starting, but number two, you could see a cameraman in the mirror.
Terribly done.
Like, what the hell is that guy doing?
Oh, that's how they do it. Oh, yeah. She runs right at the camera. I see.
I would imagine
it's a porn site.
Yeah, it's a porno shoot. That they were like, you know what? Let's get a little extra
fun.
viral video
fun.
going. Yeah.
I'd rather that.
But you take the other one.
No, it's just funny to look at those pictures, but this is fun.
Okay.
I hate the beginning. The lack of editing. She literally looks like a blithering idiot peeking around the corner holding her hands.
She does. I mean,
they should just show her running. Don't show her beginning.
Like, she kind of looks like she's like, oh, women can do it too. And it's like, I don't know if the butthole challenge is for women.
The vagina I like the vagina challenge is fun to watch.
Well, you like to see it.
Yeah.
But the whole setup is completely, it takes me out of it.
Yeah, well, the way the editing was poor.
Poor editing, because there's that pause in the beginning. That's just awful. And then at the same time, while all this is going on, while you got Jon Stewart saving 9/11 first responders.
Well, we'll see what they do.
Trying to save 9/11 first responders. You got Butthole Challenge, just tearing it up, no pun intended. Joe Biden is making some serious promises about what he's going to do when he's the president of these United States of America.
It almost sounded desperate. When you promise that, it sounds desperate.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost like promising free money and candy for everybody.
Yeah. Immortality. I want free immortality.
Right. So Joe Biden, he gets in front of some of his, what are those? Would those be considered constituents?
Potential constituents.
Potential constituents. Sure. And he wants to convince everybody that he's the guy for the job. He's the guy to be the president of these United States of America. And this is the promise that he makes to the world.
You know, a lot of you understand that what loss is. And when loss occurs, you know that, people come up to you and tell you, I understand if you lose a husband, a wife, a son, a daughter, a family member, and lots of times you feel like saying, they say, I know how you feel. And if they hadn't, you look at them, you know they mean well, but you say, you have no idea how I feel. But when it happens to you, you know. That's why I've worked so hard. A
little buffering going on. He's talking about,
sure that,
he lost a son to cancer.
Yep.
If I'm elected president, you're going to see the single most important thing that changes in America is we're going to cure cancer. But that's another issue.
We're going to cure cancer.
We're going to cure cancer. I mean, if that was on the table.
Dr. Steve thinks we are within 10 years.
But he's not going to be president for 10 years, even if he wins.
Promising to cure cancer.
I'll tell you this. If Biden cures cancer, I'm going to think twice about all this Trump wall stuff, because it really seems like, whether you support the wall or not, curing cancer is probably more important.
It is, much more.
Who knew that it was just the right guy? I thought we weren't there yet, but it's just we haven't had the right guy in office to cure cancer.
It's like when a kid promises no homework when he's running for class president.
And I'm going to say, no school on Fridays and no more homework. Woo! And then you vote for him to be class president, and then within a week he forgets he's even class president.
Teacher said I couldn't do no homework.
Right. He's not even going to the meetings anymore. It was a popularity contest.
I don't think Biden has a shot.
Free pizza in the cafeteria. Yeah. And I'm going to cure cancer. Woo!
I think he's got a shot if he's going to cure cancer. Who wants to vote against curing cancer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trump said he's going to prolong it.
Yeah. He's also, it says every Sunday, free ice cream for all Americans if Biden is president.
Sure.
I believe that. He loves ice cream.
That's where he's getting it from.
He has, unfortunately, no shot.
If he's going to cure cancer, he does.
Jim's right. It sounds so desperate.
It sounds desperate. We're going to cure cancer. It's like, shut the fuck. Even if you could, you don't say that. You just do it. That sounds like such a fake, impossible, desperate promise.
Why couldn't he have just said, we're going to
He promises to cure cancer.
We're going to put effort into cancer research.
Yeah, how about stem cells?
We're going to change the game. He just said straight up, we're going to cure cancer. You know, that's one of those things where now, in a year, when there's debates going on between Biden and Trump, and Biden's trying to call out Trump on stuff, all Trump has to do is, hey, Joe, could you explain how you're going to cure cancer? You're going to do it within the 4 years you're in office, you said.
They'll put all the funds towards it and all that stuff, but I mean, it sounds very, very desperate.
Look, it's great that he's going to put money and effort towards curing cancer. But to make the promise that it's done, we got this, it's ridiculous. And it does sound desperate.
I want to hear him criticize Trump for agreeing with Kim Jong-un.
Well, he did. So the story was that apparently, you remember Kim Jong-un's brother, half-brother, whatever their relation was that he killed, or that he had killed, allegedly. He was apparently working with the CIA.
So Kim was justified in having
Kim's
him killed.
mind.
Of course, no. But if you're the North Korean dictator and your brother's working for the CIA, you're justified in having him killed.
So Trump says that he would never have done that if he were the president. He would not have had an informant, Kim Jong-un's brother, informing the CIA of stuff if it were up to him because of his relationship with Kim Jong-un. So he was kind of falling on the side of Kim Jong-un, and Biden was being very critical of the grand poobah Trump for that.
He's making personal attacks on Nancy Pelosi, who's there with him. He embraces dictators like Kim Jong-un, who's a damn murderer and a thug.
Ugh.
Well, the one thing they agree on, Joe Biden, they shouldn't be president. He quotes Kim Jong-un saying, I agree with Kim. He's right about Biden. I think I'm either low IQ.
He is literally inspiring me to do nothing.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he's a bad guy, but I'm just...
Well, the grasping at straws thing,
I just can't.
If you're going to vote for Trump, you might as well vote for Kim Jong-un. Neither one of those guys want me. Who do you think's better, me or dictator in North Korea?
Yeah, I think he's going to get mauled.
Yeah. And he comes across, like you were saying, Jim, he comes across very old.
It's very old. Even though Trump's just a couple years younger, it's not a big age difference, but he seems a lot older.
Yeah. He seems like he's had to weather quite a storm, this Joe Biden. Like, he seems like, oh boy, I am tired from this thing called life. Whereas Trump, venom...
He seems frustrated with the fact that shit's not moving faster.
Trump is fueled by toxicity. Venom and toxicity are the lifeblood of Donald Trump. So the more you fight this guy, the more you sling verbal barbs his way, the more spry he gets. He never seems weathered, you know? The election to get him president was so insane and ridiculous. And the last several years of him being the president have been the most absurd of any president in the history of these United States. And he hasn't been worn out by any of it.
Yeah, Joe just seems old and again, just tired.
You know
he
why?
Does.
You know why Trump has more energy at this stage in his life? Because he's not these old guys. It's one thing when you're in the middle of your life and you decide to start getting a little bit more healthy. That's fine. But when you're old and you start trying to eat salads and lose weight, you're out of your mind. You're going to have no energy to do anything. You know why Trump's got energy? It's
all fast food.
It's all fast food. He's revved up on soda and calories and fats and all that stuff. Who cares if you're fat when you get old? Trump has energy because when he sits there and he eats a meal, he leaves with a big, heavy stomach.
Do you think he would eat a couple of McDonald's cheeseburgers?
Oh, my God. I mean, it's become a thing where when that one team came to the White House while the government was on strike and he fed them fast food, now he just does that with every team. The White House chefs are back working, and he still just gets fast food for everybody because he goes, this was such a hit. Who doesn't like Big Macs and Domino's Pizza and Chick-fil-A's. And you know what? He's right.
He's not wrong.
Troy, you try to treat your body, right?
I do my best.
You go to yoga.
Yes, I do.
You go to the White House.
Right.
Trump's got a spread of fast food.
Yeah.
Are you disappointed?
No.
No. Come on.
I'm diving in. Don't you remember when we were doing the night show?
We eat fast food every day.
And that picture came out of Trump on the plane eating a Big Mac and fries.
Of course, he's rewarding himself. That's the way life should be, especially at his age when there's no reason for you to be in good
Just
shape.
clog your fucking arteries.
Yeah,
Who cares?
who cares? You have a great speech. What are you going to do? You're going to take the energy down by having a wimpy salad on a plane? No. You're going to get a giant bucket of fountain soda, a Big Mac, and some fries.
You know how
You're
good
going
it
to
must
R. Kelly
feel?
it up.
You know how good it must feel to eat a Big Mac on Air Force One?
The best. How could it be any better?
It's absolute indulgence.
Yeah.
Yes.
Eating McDonald's on Air
Indulgence.
Force One.
Fuck.
You know who doesn't indulge? Joe Biden.
And he couldn't, by the way, he couldn't get them to make, I love that he couldn't get them to make Big Macs properly in the White House. They tried.
Well, of course they
It's
can.
safer. It's easier. It's, the president, this way they have their eye on the food. There's something they're missing.
He's like, no. Let's just go to McDonald's and get some Big Macs.
Yeah. Joe Biden also really seems like he's trying to be conscious of having energy. And it kind of seems like phony
energy. He doesn't have energy.
Zero.
Yeah.
He's zapped.
Zero. Let me see him for another few seconds.
This is what Biden needs to do.
I said, I'm going to get me a Big Mac, a fry, and a
Maybe.
Go get a fry. Get a fry for yourself, Joe.
Let me see him talk. He seems like he is very, very aware of every movement.
Yes.
You or slow or I don't know what I am. Slow Joe Biden. Give me a break. This is like out of Alice.
And then he
in Wonderland.
stops. By the way, you don't say, I'm like slow Joe Biden. Give me, give me a break. You should say that in the middle of a peppy. Can you go back and see how terrible that was?
Yeah. He says, I'm slow.
Yeah.
I'm not.
It was really
With him, he's right. He's right about Biden. I think I'm either low IQ or slow or I don't know what I am.
You
slow
do.
Joe Biden. Give me a break. This is like out of Alice in Wonderland.
What's
But
that
think
mean?
about it.
nothing.
Here's what he's got to do. This is what he's got to do. He wants to get people fired up. Look, the game's been changed, Mean Joe. I'm sorry. I know that you don't like it this way. The game's been changed. Here's what he got to do. This Trump, he says I'm slow, I'm low IQ. I don't know what he's doing. He's so fat. Yeah, insult him back.
Or is he trying to do it the opposite? Like, because Trump is one way and he can't out-Trump Trump. Like they said, that's why Arsenio was okay, because he didn't try to out-Carson Carson. He did something totally different. Is that what he's trying to do?
It's not going to work.
I'm not saying it's going to work, but is that what he's trying to do?
He probably is, but that's what everybody was trying to do. They all failed. They all got bullied out of it.
He seems really, really slow and meek.
You should have all this material now. Trump has been president for 3 years. You think he's done a crummy job. Just bury the guy. Go out there and talk about how much Trump sucks. That's the only way to combat it. You have to make him look like a fool because he's going out of his way to make you look like a fool.
Yeah.
You got to hit him back. You're not especially now, because Joe Biden is not the bigger man here. It's one thing, Hillary Clinton probably thought because there's a Democrat in office, she's the Democrat, she's buds with Obama, she's the career politician, she's the bigger person here. Let Trump do his nonsense. She's going to rise above all that. Trump's the president. He's the one he's the pace car. Biden has got to step his game up and start hurling insult at him. I don't even know. You look at the
Let's
first
see if
lady.
the speech improves.
You look at the first lady. I think it's a fake. Just say that stuff.
Let's see if he improves. He might pick it up right here and put a little energy forward.
He stands before the whole world and he looks at a man.
It just looks bad. He's walking around this little area.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
The crowd doesn't look like there's much of a crowd.
Well, the crowd doesn't. There's nothing to react to.
How are young people supposed to get excited about this?
You got to insult him. You got to hit him back. You got to fight him. There's got to be a fight. People whether they admit it or not. People love fights.
Yeah. Who's he going to pick for his vice president?
Probably somebody.
Elizabeth
whatever.
Warren stinks.
Well, yeah, he's probably just going to pick somebody we don't know. They don't usually pick somebody every now and then, but they don't generally pick people
Would he
that are
take
running.
Bernie?
No, and I don't think Bernie would do it anyway.
Yeah, Bernie would.
They're not doing it. He'll just pick somebody that we don't know.
Maybe.
And met with, before he was president, even after he was president, almost as much as he had, a guy named Vladimir Putin, who's a flat dictator. And he stands there in front of the whole world and says, I believe him, not our intelligence agencies. What do you think that does to the confidence the rest of the world has in our intelligence agencies and the willingness to cooperate with us? Folks, it's got to end. Whether it's me or not, it's got to end. We can't let this happen.
Boring.
Just typical.
Boring and typical. We got to let this end, folks. We got to let this end.
It's typical.
Yeah.
You know? You can't fight a traditional battle in a non-traditional war. It doesn't make sense. You're not going to win.
Greg in New Hampshire.
Let's go to Greg. What's up, bud?
Please, you guys, I'm begging you. You got to stop now. I can't listen to this fucking shit for 2 years listening to you guys talk about how slow Biden is and sucking Trump's cock. It's got to stop.
Wait,
Jimmy.
you really... So it's a political thing. I figured that's what it was. Do you really think...
It's you, Jimmy. You're just fucking lazy. Just fucking quit picking on Biden and quit sucking Trump's cock. Fucking think of
Wait,
something else to fucking
hold on. I'm lazy. You think I'm
go fuck
picking...
off, Jimmy. You fucking suck.
You think I'm picking on Biden because I don't like the way he's presenting himself?
I just think that you're being lazy, Jim.
How am I being lazy?
You're being lazy. Because you're just following along with fucking whatever fucking everybody else is saying about Biden right now.
No, I'm not. I'm watching him talk, Greg. Don't tell me why I think. I'm literally watching him talk, and I'm thinking he doesn't look good. And I said it
Jim,
first.
Let me Trump's talk for
hold on.
getting old.
You don't need to yell, sweetie. I can hear you. I know you're an angry young man. No, I'm not going to hold on. I'm finishing my thought. The first time, turn him down a little bit. Turn down spoiled. Shh. Turn down spoiled. Now, the first time I saw Biden talking, I said his teeth sounded fucked up. He didn't sound good. The first time I heard Biden talk, I said he didn't sound good. Oh, now turn sweetie back up. No, yeah, can you repeat yourself?
Boy, do some fucking work. Okay. Okay. God damn it.
Greg.
You suck fucking, the whole crew sucks.
Okay.
Howard fucking rules. Okay? You guys fucking
Greg.
Of course he
I want to
did.
talk to Greg. I like Greg.
I don't. He's a baby.
I know, but he's got all that fire. I want to talk to him.
Shut up.
Can you imagine just hating a radio show so much? You're like,
but so who cares?
I got to call in and tell them how much they suck. Just don't listen.
Yeah.
No, there's something.
And the fact that he said picking on Biden and sucking Trump's cock, but I'm mentally lazy.
He doesn't hate the radio show.
I'm mentally lazy because that's what he heard out of that. When I'm saying that I think Biden doesn't sound good in these clips, and he's not inspiring anything, and I think he sounds desperate to promise to cure cancer. But I'm being mentally lazy.
Feels like you're being a little mentally lazy, Jim.
I mean, come on.
I have to be honest.
Those are terrible promises. I think Biden's a good man, but Trump's going to wipe the floor with him. So if the Democrats want to get somebody, they have to get a better candidate than Joe Biden.
Like,
How dare you make fun of him for saying he'll cure cancer?
It's a little lazy.
Fuck you!
It's a little lazy. It is a little lazy.
So lazy, Jim.
It is a little lazy.
From passion. Fuck you!
Honestly, I was a little turned off by it. It was It was a little lazy. You want to take a break?
Yeah. We have Brian Callen coming in. And that's our only guest today.
Yeah. Well, Brian Callen's coming in. You might know him from Fighter and the Kid. You might know him from a bunch of stuff he does. But he's going to be awesome. I'm glad that he's finally in. A lot of these West Coast guys, I'm eager to have them on, but, you know, they're on here. They're on the West Coast.
And they're never here.
And we're going to have a debate with Brian Callen today. Is the West Coast the best coast? I think it may get pretty spicy in here.
It's embarrassing.
It was suggested by the last caller. And I think he makes a lot. I think the last caller, I like the points that he made. And so I'm going to actually start
Yeah, that guy was full of fun. Well, you imagine hanging out with that guy and having to listen to him in the car going to rant. You fucking Trump!
Honestly,
Shut up.
Honestly, I would would probably hang out with him every day. If I knew,
You wouldn't. You'd be bored. It would sound like a fun thing to do in theory.
It really sounds
But
fun.
the first time he started babbling, and
Here's
you're like, oh, this is just what he does.
Like, I wouldn't give him
He's the
my-
guy who thinks he has more passion than anybody. He's the guy who thinks that he cares more.
Yeah. I wouldn't give him my
Yeah.
phone number.
Why not?
Because I wouldn't want him to like invade my life. But if I could
Right.
have control over when we actually saw each other and said, maybe sent him an email and said, let's hang out today. I just love the idea because clearly his issues have nothing to do with Biden.
No.
He went off
Zero.
the handle
Zero.
so quickly. I just love the idea that I could sit there and go like, so what do you think of like, hey, what do you think of what Hostess is doing with Twinkies? And knowing that anybody that within 2 questions, I could get them just flying off the handle and screaming and stuff. It's fun.
babble. It would be fun to easily nudge him into making an ass out of himself.
Like I want to pick his brain. I want to know more of his thoughts on things.
See, I don't find him interesting.
You don't?
No.
Yeah, I do.
Not at all. Because anyone that listens that poorly and is so bad at picking up what you're actually saying is just too dumb for me to want to hang out with.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think that I'd leave wiser. Like I don't think that I'd pick up on new theories on life or anything like that. I just feel like I would be entertaining.
All right. Well, I have tickets going on sale. The pre-sale is tomorrow, which I will announce the pre-sale code and all that shit. It's going to be July the 27th. I think it's Place des Arts. So who cares where it is? It's in Montreal at the festival.
Yeah.
I'll announce it. Gives a fuck.
The venue, you're going to go to the festival. You'll figure it out when you get there.
I'll let you know as we're getting closer.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't need to know that right now.
Go to Montreal for the festival. You'll figure out where Jim is when you get there. Just get the tickets.
It's not hard to find.
Yeah, just get the tickets. I promise you.
You'll get in.
He's much less lazy on stage than he is when he's talking about Biden. You'll enjoy it very, very much. And if you go get tickets to Jim in Montreal as part of the Just for Laughs Comedy Festival, you'll be there. You'll be in Montreal. You'll get to check out the radio show in the morning, which will be gratis, as they say. It's a complimentary performance.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So you can enjoy all of it.
You can.
And I'll tell you, how about this? If you buy tickets to Jim's show and you want to see the radio show, we'll make absolutely sure that you get in to see the radio show.
Yeah.
How does that sound? Does that sound good?
Yeah. They'll do one or the other.
Why can't you ever sell yourself?
I'm not good at it.
I can't wait till our TV project comes on so we can figure out.
We can point that moment out.
Yeah, we can really get to the bottom of what happened there because it's just insanity.
I can't help it. I'm not.
You can't sell yourself.
I'm not a salesman.
No, even when you have the prime opportunity. Jim, like, how great is what you're doing right now? Not that great.
Yeah, that's all right.
Okay, no, that's not.
I mean, let's be realistic.
Come on,
Be realistic.
No, let's not be real. Realistic is you are on fire right now.
No, but I don't like the false. I know it's a part of the business, but if somebody asks a question like that, a specific question, I just like to give the honest answer.
But it's not even honest because you downplay yourself so much.
But I wasn't in that case when he asked how many. I'm like, I was being really honest. I don't know. They don't tell us.
I watch every week. I don't know when that thing is going to air. I know. You know? I turn on every description of everything that we did. I'm not going to say what it is yet. It's a show where they help out bars.
Yeah, they do.
but every description, I look on Sunday, all new episode, this bar's in trouble, John Taffer helps. And I'm like,
right.
oh, that sounds like something we could have done. And then I go, oh, no, that's not the one. We're going to take a break. We'll be back. We got an update on the helicopter guy.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about the Wu-Tang Clan coming to the Ryman Auditorium. That's what it's called, right? The Ryman Auditorium in Nashville. First hip-hop act there. And the people of Nashville are very, very excited about it. Stay tuned.
First hip-hop act in that building?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's Jim Norton and Sam
Yes.
Roberts.
It is.
Yeah.
This helicopter pilot.
You don't want to talk about Wu-Tang? Was Wu-Tang playing?
No. I don't give a fuck.
Did you watch the news report?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Watch the news report.
Yeah, you got to see it. So, Wu-Tang is, they're playing at the Ryman, which is like this, historical venue there in Nashville. And they're the first hip-hop act that's ever played there. I guess Wu-Tang has gotten... Is it the documentary that's taken them mainstream? Like super, super mainstream to the point?
I think it's that, and I think it's the celebration of, 25 years?
Yeah.
Or, 25, right?
Yeah.
since 36 Chambers.
Oh, that came out in like 94.
Yeah, so 25 years.
Yeah. I'm terrible with it.
Do you remember when we did the age thing with Troy and Nico?
Oh, yeah.
We couldn't figure out how old they were.
That's right.
Yeah. No, that was 94. But yeah, they're touring that.
Right.
So that's like, I mean, everybody's
it's
going to see them.
It's
How big is the venue?
It's an auditorium. I would guess 3,000.
Yeah.
That would just be my guess.
But they've become, and I guess,
And plus, they got Old Dirty's son now
right. ODB
Young
Jr.
Dirty Bastard.
Young Dirty Bastard.
doing his stuff.
So, Wu-Tang is just not
2,300.
Oh, that's not very big at all. That's a very intimate showing. But they're just not. It used to be they were very risky. They were very scary, and now it's
Right.
we've kind of accepted. And I think that's the way a lot of rap is in general. Do you need more Gaffer's tape on the mic stand?
No, this was just my fault.
Oh, okay. But they did a news report there in Nashville to let the world know, or I guess Nashville know, that Wu-Tang was coming, and they talked to some of the people that were going to see them, and I thought it was very, very funny.
Got to witness history at the Ryman last night. The first ever rap concert at the Mother Church. Wu-Tang Clan performed.
I still
at the
love
Ryman.
they could be
Lots of
25 years in, and the news anchor still isn't quite sure how to pronounce Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang Clan.
fans getting there nice and early. It was another sellout performance, and fans had a lot of varying reasons for turning out.
Are they the first hip hop headline? That's really awesome. That's really impressive. I actually came from Knoxville, spent this time with my girlfriend. She blessed me for my birthday with these tickets.
What brought me out is I'm fixing to turn 70 years old, so I'm checking this off my bucket list. So Wu-Tang, y'all.
I mean, how great is she?
Love her.
First of all, I've now gone back and her saying I'm fixing to turn 70. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, lady. Wu-Tang, y'all. And then she throws up the W.
Also, what exactly are you checking off your bucket list?
She's probably to see
Black people?
black people in a room. She wants to see black people in a room.
So many
where she
ways
drops
that
dead.
could be taken.
Yeah. So if she's 75, is that what she said, or 70?
No, she's fixing to turn 70.
Oh, that's right. Okay, she's fixing to turn 70. So Wu-Tang's been around for 25 years, we established, or since 1994, whichever comes first. And does that mean at 45, she decided to add seeing Wu-Tang Clan to her bucket list?
She probably just thinks it'll be a culturally interesting thing to talk about. She
Yeah.
probably never gave a fuck about Wu-Tang. She doesn't listen to him.
You know, I saw the Wu, Shaolin.
Or does she? Maybe she does listen to him.
You think so?
Yeah, that's their target demo. 69-year-old white women.
Yeah.
It's nice to see everybody in entertainment. Their fucking audiences are getting older.
Yeah.
You know how
it's
annoyed they'd be to hear that?
so annoyed. This is the group that at one point bombarded the stage at the Grammys to announce that Wu-Tang is for the children.
Yeah.
This old dirty bastard got on stage, and that was probably 95, I would imagine, the 95 Grammys, and bombarded whoever won Best New Album and said Wu-Tang is for the children. 25 years later, it's 70-year-old white women crossing the item off their bucket list.
Yeah.
I wish they would talk to her after the show.
Yeah.
Because Wu-Tang are terrible live.
Are they bad?
And I love the Wu-Tang Clan. It's literally 8, 9, 10 guys on stage, all with microphones.
Just shouting at each other.
Just yelling. And it just stepping all over each other, and it just doesn't make any sense. And it's just like, what the hell is this?
They're great for one live performance on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Because like if they'll do like Fallon or Kimmel, you're like, oh shit, that sounds great. But Troy's right.
In concert, they suck.
Yeah.
Have you seen them in concert?
I've seen them a long time ago. They played like Rutgers or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Were you disappointed?
it was, yeah.
You don't think they've polished up for the Ryman?
No.
Oh.
No, Troy, it's just a lot of stepping on each other. It's a lot of out of breath yelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go back and listen to the way she speaks, though, because it makes me feel like she's more familiar with the Wu-Tang than we gather.
I actually came from Knoxville, spent this time with my birthday with.
Brought me out is I'm fixing to turn 70 years old, so I'm checking this off my bucket list. So Wu-Tang, y'all.
I feel like saying Wu-Tang, y'all, and maybe it's just because it's coming out of her mouth, but it makes me think that she's actually a fan.
No.
You don't think so? No.
She knew the W, though.
She did. That's
Yeah,
what I mean.
that's
She
true.
threw that W up. Maybe she has a kid. It would make sense that 25 years ago she was 45. She would have had a teenager that maybe was listening then.
Maybe.
I could see it. I mean, look, how old is Dr. Steve? And he loves Guar and really hard.
Dr. Steve's a weird guy.
Yeah, but that's what maybe she is too.
He likes Guar.
Dr. Steve's from this area.
That's true.
Yeah. He likes Guar.
Yeah, loves Guar.
Really?
Yes.
I would arrest your Angus. He's a great performer.
Isn't it great to know that Dr. Steve and Beavis and Butthead have the same musical
Yeah.
tastes?
Yeah, I hate Winger.
Yeah, Dr. Steve likes some, hard shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so who's to say that this
But I mean, he's in his 60s, I think.
who's to say that this 70-year-old Nashville, Tennessee woman is not a giant Wu-Tang
Yeah,
head?
she may be.
You know what I mean?
I mean, she may be.
Cross it off her bucket
Or
list.
she just goes to the opera a lot. Whatever they normally play their country.
I think probably. I think country.
Whatever it is.
Is the Ryman Auditorium? It's not the old Grand Ole Opry, is it?
No, that's a completely separate venue.
Yeah.
It is, right? Okay. Yeah, the Ryman Auditorium. Yeah, they got Kenny G. Common's playing there, though. Why didn't Common just move his date up a little bit? Try to get the first hip-hop concert going, right?
That's right.
Wouldn't Common count? Roseanne
Cash.
Cash. Yeah, that makes sense.
Carly Rae Jepsen.
Yeah, Jill Scott. What do you mean there's... That's weird that there's...
Mario Speedwagon. I mean, it's just a music venue.
Yeah, Chelsea Handler's
Chelsea
going to be there.
Handler,
Okay,
yeah.
so it's not... So why haven't they had a hip-hop act before?
Wait, go back to Chelsea. Is that a sit-down? Oh, Ringo Starr. All right.
Oh, sweet.
Sit down. Oh, sit-down comedy. Okay, she's
Yeah,
fine.
I think the tour that she's been on has been like she gets a celebrity to come and interview her,
Oh, okay.
and they just do it live. Oh, shit. Ringo Starr is bringing his all-star band?
And his all-star. Oh, they spell star with 2 R's and all-star. I never
No
caught that.
autographs.
Yeah. Is he doing a meet and greet? No. No.
That picture of him with the peace signs is fucking awful.
Stupid
His
sunglasses.
little fat wrinkled fingers, sausage hands.
Didn't you get to meet Ringo when you were a kid?
Yeah.
He was cool, right? He signed
Yeah,
for
he was
you.
an asshole.
What do you mean?
No, my dad had a lot to do with him coming to this venue in Easton,
Pennsylvania.
Easton, Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
and I was like, Dad, I really, I want to meet a Beatle.
How old are you?
26.
22.
Okay.
21.
I was joking. I thought you were a child. You really were 21?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And my dad brought me on stage right after he was done his sound check, and he was like, "Hey, Ringo, would you mind signing something for my son?" And Ringo was like, "One thing."
Oh.
And then, and I was just,
Yuck.
so he
What an
signed it.
asshole.
He just signed it and then walked away. And then one of Ringo's people came up and was like yelling at my dad, "You don't ever bother Ringo on stage!" Blah blah blah. And I was like, "All right."
Oh, the guy was a dick about it, huh?
Such a dick.
Meanwhile, you can talk to McCartney in the street.
Ringo needs to be grateful for every single fan he's got.
Yeah.
There is nothing about Ringo that would have been famous for a second
No.
had it not been for John and Paul.
I didn't know the guy yelled at your dad.
Yelled at him.
All three of the other Beatles.
In front of you?
Yeah.
What a piece of shit.
All three of the other Beatles, you could make a very solid case that musically they could have been famous on their own.
George Harrison had the best solo album out of all of them.
He was great.
Terrible. My Sweet Lord is terrible.
That his first solo album
All Things Must Pass.
is a
great
great
album.
record.
Yeah, it is.
What's on it? My Sweet Lord, I fucking hate.
You don't like that one?
No, it's awful.
Well, you got to be a hatter.
I'm not. I just don't like it. Terrible song.
It's going to be so interesting to see how mournful people are when Ringo dies
It's just going to be another musician dying.
compared to like George Harrison,
Ah.
John Lennon.
Yeah.
I mean, when Paul McCartney goes, the world's going to stop.
Oh,
Oh
my
my
God.
God. It's-
I hope McCartney goes before Ringo, just so everybody will be stuck with Ringo.
Yeah.
He's the last one standing.
If Paul McCartney goes first, do you know how sad those Ringo Starr concerts are going to be? Like, you're just going to be sitting there going, I can't believe... No, but why would you would have to go to a Ringo Starr concert going, I can't believe we lost Paul.
He'll go on a tour immediately after.
Wow, look at McCartney sells out Madison Square Garden,
And multiple nights.
and Ringo's doing 2,000 person venues.
McCartney could do stadiums if you
He
wanted.
does.
He does stadiums.
Precisely.
And Ringo's, I mean,
He's doing 2 nights. That's almost 5,000 people.
And his show just sucks.
Is it bad?
It just brings out the shittiest people, and they play their own songs that nobody gives a fuck about.
Oh, they're not just playing. They're playing their own shit.
Ringo has like 5 songs.
That's why he put 2 R's on the end of All Star, because they're not all stars.
Like the one time he had Sheila East in there, and she was like, it was okay, she's okay. There she is.
Does he play Yellow Submarine?
He does, but he like just fumbles through it.
It's the only song.
It's just like it's like hokey, the way he does it.
Does he go, "What would you do if I?"
Yeah, and he's like just stumbling through it.
What else does he sing? What other Beatles songs are his?
Does he sing "I Get High"?
Don't Pass Me By,
or with a little help?
Oh, Don't Pass Me By is okay.
Octopus's Garden.
That's good.
Boys.
I don't know that one.
That's an early one. A Little Help from My Friends.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, all right.
Probably closes with that, right?
I don't know. It's
see if I can
look.
find a
You know me. I'm the biggest Beatles fan ever.
So he does he does the Beatles songs.
The only ones that he
sprinkled.
sings.
Yes.
Yeah.
We could do another one. Like McCartney does. What's the fucking to Hey Jude?
You want Ringo to do Hey Jude?
No, but
yeah.
Wait, did McCartney sing Hey Jude?
Yeah.
That's why he does it.
No, but doesn't he do one of Lennon's songs?
I think he does Imagine.
Yeah, and he'll do a George song.
Yeah, but I would
during the concert.
I trust
he did sing
McCartney.
Hey Jude.
I trust McCartney
Sure.
to do Lennon and George's songs. But Ringo, can you imagine Ringo trying to pull off a Beatles song that wasn't one of his dopey songs?
Yeah,
and the Ringo songs, as far as Beatles songs goes, they are pretty dopey.
Let's see. In April, he played Japan. He did the Beatles songs that he did in April were "What Goes On."
Okay. I wasn't actually. That was a cover. But
Don't Pass Me By.
Yep.
Yellow Submarine. Scroll. I Want to Be Your Man.
Okay.
And with a little help from my friends, he closes.
He didn't do
course he
Octopus's
closes.
Garden.
Huh?
He didn't do Octopus's Garden.
Nope, not in that show.
And he closes with a little help from your friends. And then he goes, people in the audience go like, "Oh, this was so great when the guy from the Wonder Years sang it."
Yeah.
Plays a lot of Ringo Starr songs.
The
what are
solo
they?
Stuff.
It Don't Come Easy.
No, it don't, Ringo. Musical ability is what he's singing about.
Anthem. Don't know that one. Oh, he covered Africa.
You know.
He covered Oyo Como Va.
Ooh, I want to hear that. You know.
Yo Coma about that one?
Yeah.
Horrendous.
Tito
Ugh.
Puente.
But
terrible.
When Weezer covered Africa,
Went to number 1.
it became a huge hit. Did Ringo's version of Africa also become a huge hit?
No.
Oh, no.
Does he have a wig?
One cover?
Just one.
One thing.
He didn't, but he wasn't friendly?
Not at all. Just a miserable old man.
Dickhead.
And as far as a drummer goes in the Beatles, I appreciate him more now than ever. Because I thought when he played with the Beatles, he was a really good drummer.
He was.
He's a little clunky, but it gives them this kind of loose.
Yeah, but like Meg White was really good with Jack White. That doesn't make her a good drummer. Like I wouldn't want to replace her in the White Stripes. The White Stripes
She
were one of my...
complimented his playing.
Right.
But she's not like a technical.
But I'm not
drummer.
going to see Meg White in her all-star band.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like-
I mean, technically, she's not a good drummer.
White Stripes might be my favorite band of all time. I'm not going to see Meg White solo stuff.
No.
You know.
No. I can imagine her doing Seven Nation Army. She's singing.
Yeah, and Meg's got a couple of White Stripe songs that she sings on.
Yeah.
Good. But I don't want her covering Jack stuff.
No.
McCartney brought Ringo out in some show I was watching, and it wasn't even that eventful.
We watched it on the air.
Oh, was it on the air? Okay. It
Yeah.
wasn't even that eventful. He brought him out. He put his little kid's drum set on the stage.
We teased him because he didn't let Ringo drum by himself.
That's
and then
right, he had
threw
his
him-
own drummer.
He's like, all right,
He had
get
to bring
out
his
of
own
here.
guy,
Yeah, they gave him a hot boot.
Like, if Ringo were that great, you would think that Paul would just go, you know what? Why don't you be my drummer on my solo show? Ringo would do that.
No way. Paul's drummer is amazing.
Exactly. That's what Paul was saying. Yeah. No, well, my drummer's much better than you. So
One item.
only one drummer.
Yeah, his drummer is really good. That guy's fun
Paul
to watch.
McCartney's drummer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's great.
Yeah.
I don't even think they turn the mics on when Ringo's playing the drums.
That's what we theorized. Well, I mean, for all the stuff you're saying about appreciating Ringo's drumming on the Beatles, wasn't there pretty solid rumors that Paul was jumping in on some of those tracks?
He did. He played on Back in the USSR.
Right, yeah.
And I think Ringo had recorded that, and then he came in the next day and Paul redid it.
Yeah.
Do you think Ringo noticed immediately?
Yeah.
I thought we had one drummer.
He quit. He quit during the White Album.
Good.
Why?
Are we?
He was just fed up with the guys and the bickering, and I think he was pissed at Paul.
Yeah. It's got to be tough being the one Beatle that sucks. You know? Like you're sitting there at geniuses, musical geniuses, revolutionary performers. And you're not that.
Well, they boot Pete Best because he was annoying or because he didn't look as good as Ringo and he didn't fit the...
Everybody has a different story.
What does Pete say? I've interviewed him. I don't remember. It's many, many years ago.
Pete says that they were jealous of him because he got all the girls.
Yeah?
That's what he said.
I think that's what happened. I believe him.
Pete Best.
Yeah.
I
heard he was playing hopscotch, or I heard he was playing leapfrog over some parking meters, and he fell and broke his hand, and they had to replace him at the last minute.
Oh,
and it became a hit.
I think what I heard is they were recording "Love Me Do," and
did that end up doing anything?
Yeah, and there is a version with him drumming on it, but George Martin was like, "This guy's your weak link," so they were like, "All right, boom," and Ringo was in Rory Storm, this band Rory Storm, and he was like the guy in Liverpool. They were like the hot band coming up, and he was the good drummer, so they stole him.
Right.
That's how they got him.
And then once they became famous, it's like, well, fuck, it's too late now. We could get a real drummer.
Yeah.
Who's the guy that died?
John Lennon?
No, in the Beatles.
George Harrison.
No, wasn't there an original guy that died?
Oh, it was Stu Sutcliffe. He went to art school with John, and then he was kind of playing with them, and they were like the Silver Beatles or even Johnny and the Moondogs, which was pre that.
And of course.
And then he died. But there's rumors that him and John Lennon were lovers as well.
What did he die of?
I think like brain
too
cancer
much
or something.
Too much John Lennon
tumor
sex.
or
They
something?
said, yeah.
John fucked him to death.
Yeah, he's fucked to death by John Lennon.
Wow.
Yeah, but I don't understand somebody in Ringo Starr's position. Maybe at the time when he's young and frustrated and thinks that he's the shit, but now that he's an old man, you would think that his life would simply be about gratitude because he was in the right place at the right time, and that's it.
But he doesn't need it anymore. Like, he doesn't need to be nice because it's not going to change the residuals. The money's just going to keep coming in.
But just for your life, just be gratitude.
Yeah.
Just look around and go, this is amazing. Like, look at my life. Every dream I've ever had has come true, and it's because I met John and Paul. But I just need to have gratitude for every fan ever. This is so great.
He knows he gets very little respect. Like, in that world, he's watching the guy who he was in the band with is hailed as the most important musician of the century. Mm-hmm. McCartney is still, like you said, doing arenas, and he's doing 2,500. There's probably some jealousy or a little bitterness that his solo career isn't, and that he has to bring other people. He's probably like, that asshole would let me sing more on the fucking records. I could go out and do my own show.
Well, I mean, I want to pull him aside and go, Ringo, I hate to be the guy to tell you this, but as much as you feel like you don't get enough respect, you get more than you deserve because of who you hung out with. And by the way, if Ringo were cool about all this, if he didn't have a reputation of being a dick, if he were cool about the whole thing and kind of knew what was up and was in on all this stuff, people would love him way more. People would respect him way more. People wouldn't be teasing him. You would want to go see Ringo Starr if it were cool. Yeah. And I bet Paul would want to play with Ringo more if Ringo were even slightly cool. But instead, he's doing some nonsense like this and bringing out his all-star band so they can play Yellow Submarine for the 1900th time.
He's just not a good drummer anymore. That's why, Paul wants the best of the best.
This guy's great.
Because Paul's the best.
Yeah.
Paul is still belting out tunes like he's in the Beatles. It's incredible. It's
same key.
It's the most incredible thing I've ever seen.
His voice lost a little bit as he's, in the last couple of years, but, it's to be understood.
I mean, nothing compared to any of these other guys.
Yeah. I mean, he still does Helter Skelter at whatever he is, 71 or whatever.
Unbelievable.
3-hour shows, right? 2-hour shows. I was listening to a live Springsteen song yesterday. My favorite Springsteen song is Youngstown, and I was listening to a live version he did, and I texted Roland the album cover. Fuck, is he good, man.
He's another one who's unbelievable. I've never been a fan of Springsteen, but I went to see him live with Roland once. And you really, you have to sit there and respect this guy. He's such an incredible talent.
Yeah. That live version I kept listening to over. Most of his stuff I don't like. Like, I don't care about.
No, I don't
Born
care
to
about
Run.
No, I don't care about any of it either. But just getting up there and doing 3-hour shows and still sounding good. Like, I don't care about any of his music, but when you listen to it, you're not sitting there saying this. He's not good.
Did you see him in the Apollo?
Yeah.
He was so good in the Apollo. That's where I went and saw him. It's the only time I've seen him.
You know what's sad? This is how little I care about. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I might have, and I might. I don't think so.
No, I think you saw him at like Madison Square.
I definitely saw him in Newark.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw him at the Apollo, but I could have.
I went to one of those last runs of Giant Stadium shows that he did when they were closing the place down. And just like you, I'm not a huge fan of his, but the show is fucking amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's 3 hours, and he doesn't stop, and his band's amazing. Max Weinberg's the shit.
I forgot he plays with them.
Yeah.
Does he bring the Max Weinberg 7?
No.
No, that's a band.
Yeah, that is.
The best Springsteen moments when they threw the penalty flag in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I mean, we're being so
Don't bring
nice
that
right
up.
now.
Well, it's Bruce time.
But why would you bring that up?
It's a penalty. It was a cool moment.
And didn't Little Steven call it?
It's Bruce time.
Yeah, Little Steven called it, right?
I don't remember. She checked the Super Bowl
halftime show. With
halftime
Bruce.
show.
I wish he hadn't even done it.
Penalty.
Just to avoid that one moment of Bruce cringiness, he just shouldn't have done it altogether.
You don't like that moment?
I mean, when I think back on football moments, that might be the worst moment in NFL history.
What do you prefer, Bruce time or the one year of the Super Bowl when the halftime show was the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular?
That is so much better.
The Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Just see if you can find it's Bruce time.
The anonymous guy.
Search for that.
Yeah.
You'd have to scroll through, I think. I doubt that somebody just uploaded It's Bruce time.
You don't think anybody, that's such a bad moment.
But they would have just done that for us. You'd have to go way through and go in the middle or something.
It's in between songs. It was a terrible moment.
No, it was in the middle of a song, I think, wasn't it?
I thought it was between.
Or in the middle of a
was it?
medley or
Oh.
something. Yeah.
So good luck to Ringo.
Good luck to Ringo. Well, we were going to talk about the update on the helicopter.
Yeah. He was apparently not qualified to fly in fog.
Yeah, so this guy, I don't know.
I still don't know if I buy that. He was he was flying for a private company. He was allowed to fly people around. How are you not allowed to?
Only in sunny days.
Yeah, how are you qualified to fly people, but you can't do it in shit weather?
Why
makes sense.
Why would you have a helicopter pilot license that only applies to certain weather conditions? How about this? This is a crazy thought. How about if you can't fly a helicopter in the rain, you can't have a license at all?
He was not licensed to fly in bad weather. I guess with planes, it's instrument qualified or not instrument qualified. And helicopters, there's a certain weather restriction. But what do you do if you get passengers and all of a sudden you hit some fucking cloudy weather?
Right. This is the helicopter guy that we were talking about yesterday. That was he was flying around New York City. He was trying to get back to Jersey, and he ended up in Midtown, and he crashed into the roof of a skyscraper that's a block away from us. But
he was trying to go over Midtown, and he just fucked up. He probably got disoriented. It was so foggy, I could see how he wouldn't.
Now, as part of it, you're not supposed to go over Midtown, though?
I don't know.
Could he have gotten lost altogether, and he didn't even know he was over Midtown?
Maybe.
Possibly. If that's the case, they're saying he was disoriented, and he was lost in the fog. They said 5 minutes into his ride, he said he was lost.
And he couldn't just call and go, "What do I do? I'm lost." And they couldn't give directions. Or was he embarrassed and trying to figure it out? No, but they have ways of directing you. I mean, there's air traffic control. There's a way to do it. I wonder if he was embarrassed or afraid he was going to get in trouble.
Is there any tracking devices?
He did call and say he was lost. I mean, he called into air traffic control and said he was lost, but there's nothing. I mean, he's in the fog, so he doesn't know. He didn't even know which way is up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Clearly, he had no business being up there.
Why couldn't he just go lower?
Yeah, you would think just go under the fog or go back to where you started or something. He just panicked.
Yeah, because there's all that air traffic around there. There's all those helicopters. There's small planes.
And maybe he did panic, and maybe he was trying to land on the roof of one of those skyscrapers and just screwed up.
Yeah, I thought it was a helipad or something.
Yeah.
What a dope.
Yeah, it just seems like he totally panicked.
Yeah,
and,
if you're not allowed to fly in bad weather, why would you? It was so foggy the other day. What are you doing?
It was pouring rain.
It was raining too.
It was
right?
raining too. Yeah, it was a terrible weather day. This was on Monday. It's a terrible weather day here in the city. I don't even think that I don't think they should be giving people licenses to fly helicopters under certain conditions of the weather. Because you're right, Jim. What if the weather changes while you're up there?
See, right there, he's flying. Go back to that video. You can see video of him like nose diving and then leveling out. Stay at that level. You can still see what you're.
Stay at that level and don't go to Midtown where the buildings are. Turn around and just land back where you started and
go back.
You know what? This was a terrible idea. I just remembered. I have no business being in the sky when it's cloudy.
Wow. Yeah, that must have been a very scary ride.
Yeah, especially the end part.
Yeah. Imagine being stuck on that fucking helicopter with this guy.
Don't worry, I know how to fly. I got my license. Come on, get on. Let's helicopter back to Jersey. We don't want to get stuck in all the rain traffic.
Yeah.
Do we know what he was doing? Like, why was he out in a helicopter?
I think he was trying to get home. I think he was trying to get back.
But how did he get there? Did he, like, it was already shitty weather. Did he fly there that day?
Yeah, I don't know, because he's just trying to get to Jersey. So you would think if he sees the shitty weather and he goes, well, I'm not licensed to fly when it's cloudy. Let me just grab an Uber. It's not that tough. So they're showing the map, and it looks like he flew all the way around from the east side of, he took off from the east side of Manhattan, and he flew all the way around the island. He circled around, and he probably got lost right where it starts to go diagonal.
Yeah.
And he probably thinks he's going to fly towards Jersey there on the other side of the river. And instead of going left, he goes right.
And he's not going towards Jersey. He's going over Manhattan.
Now he's going to Midtown instead of Jersey. And he doesn't know where he is. And he panics. Tries to land on a building and blows himself to smithereens.
And he's afraid. You know what? He might have been afraid to go low enough to see.
Well, yeah, he can't because of all the buildings,
Because
right?
the buildings. He knew he was over Manhattan. He probably was panicking about going too low. Like, I can't go down and see where I'm at because I literally am going to hit a building.
But what's odd is he was spotted flying erratically over the East River. So he started.
Oh, that was the East River?
Yeah, he crashed 11 minutes in. He was 5 minutes in, he was already complaining about being lost. So he was flying erratically less than a quarter of the way in. So less than a quarter of the trip in, he was already doing that stuff that we just saw, the video that we just saw where he's going up and down. So he's way closer to where he took off from than where he's apparently trying to go. So I don't know why he wouldn't have just turned around and gone back to where he started and saying, fuck this.
Yeah, he almost wound up back where he started.
In a full circle.
Maybe he was trying to do that. Maybe he's like, fuck
it. He can't just turn around in the air?
I don't know.
He can't just go backwards?
I don't know.
And by the way, he passes a helicopter pad right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the west side.
On the west side highway, yeah.
Maybe
I think he didn't know what he was doing.
Maybe he wasn't allowed to land there.
Well, if he's like,
I'll tell you, he was definitely not allowed to land on that building.
Yeah, that is frowned on.
Midtown.
Yeah, I mean, if you're like a pilot and you're like, hey, man, shit's really fucked up here. I don't feel safe. Can I land here?
He's probably afraid that he might lose his license. Like, they're like, what? What are you doing? You're not qualified. Maybe he knew he wasn't supposed to do it. And he's like, fuck it. It's just Jersey. It's 15 minutes. And then he panicked and was already in it.
And then he couldn't land someplace that he wasn't supposed to. And then he was way too deep into it. Let me tell you something. This does let you know that maybe Sully did something right. That Sully, keeping the mindset that some gooses crashed his plane, and so he had to land in the Hudson, and he did that safely. This one guy by himself on a helicopter goes into such a panic that he lands on the top of a skyscraper in the middle of Midtown. I guess it lets you know that mindset, like we were talking to Anthony Edwards about on the show yesterday, that mindset is probably very difficult to stay calm and control.
Okay, here's what happened. 11:30. He takes off from Westchester with one passenger.
The Bestchester?
Yep. And I know who I wish the passenger was. Oh, no, because he made it. He lands at that airport. Fuck yeah. Heliport. Okay. Fucking evil. TSS Heliport. Fuck yeah. It's where the devil fucking lands. Fucking heliport and shit. I'm flying a fucking heckacopter.
Heckacopter.
I like to curse.
Keep it clean, right?
Yeah, or having a copter.
You never know when mother's listening.
Yeah.
Yeah. The heckacopter lands on the heliport. There flames on the side?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And he, they said he lands with a passenger. So that passenger arrived safely in 15 minutes.
And that passenger is somewhere right now saying, thank God I didn't take the ride home.
You believe it? Yeah. And then he assessed the weather for an hour and 15 minutes. He departed his helicopter towards Linden, New Jersey. Within minutes, this woman filmed him flying erratically. 1:37, which is 5 minutes after he took off, he radioed down to the teleport and said he was lost. I can't fucking see where I'm going. And he had fucking foggy and shit. God damn it. It's like a bunch of farts and shit, isn't it? And he fucking so he radioed back and he said he wanted to go back. And I don't know why they didn't direct him back. And then the next thing was 6 minutes or 7 minutes later, he crashed onto the roof of 787. So he's obviously trying to circle back around because he didn't know where he was going to Linden. So he's trying to circle back around and get where he is. There
Well, I don't think that he was. I think that he was lost because I don't think that in order to get back to where you started, you're going to cross over the island.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
And you're not going to go. You're not going to go all the way around the other side of it. Like you're not going to go all the way up to Harlem and go around there.
Well, by that point, he might have realized I have no idea where.
I think he didn't know where he was.
Linden Airport's right there. Oh, that was he actually just fucking made a right instead of going into Linden.
Right.
I think one of the most important things that I read in the article was that the cloud ceiling, which I didn't know what that was, the height of the lowest layer of clouds was 600 feet. So you have to be 600 feet from the ground for him to probably even see the ground.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're not flying at 600 feet.
Yes. Yes.
So he probably had absolutely no idea which way was left, right. He didn't have the instruments that he needed on the helicopter.
Oh, he didn't?
No, the instruments in question can tell pilots what direction they're flying in, as well as whether the wings, nose, and tail are level. He had none of that.
He didn't have it. He didn't have the knowledge and the equipment.
He did not have the instruments on his chopper.
So what they say, a lot of pilots have said that looking at the instruments in stressful times is more important than looking out the window.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, they just follow exactly because looking out the window, sometimes you don't know you're upside down. You don't know which way you're turned because you're in the sky. Everything looks the same. You look at your instruments and you trust those.
You're surrounded by clouds. You can't tell. The things that happened to JFK Jr. You lose your fucking bearings.
To go up on a cloudy day with no instruments in your chopper, come on.
Plus, he wasn't instrument rated, so I don't think he would have been able to read them anyway.
It just seems like a lot of ego on this guy.
Use them rather. Yeah.
If all this is,
it
is
really
true,
does.
a lot of ego on this guy.
Like I'm just gonna go.
Nah, it'll work for me.
He just wanted to get home. You know?
Yeah. Well, guess what? There's roads. There's roads and there's bridges.
Yeah, it sucks.
It
That's
really
gotta be
does.
so fucking scary to be stuck in the fog like that.
I wonder if he knew he was going down the minute he was going down, or if he
probably just clipped the top of the building.
Yeah, just in the instant, just clipped the top of the building and everything blew up.
I wonder if he was actually trying to go low and see where he was.
And then, oh shit, there's a building right.
Yeah, I just hit it.
We should take a break.
Yep,
because we got to get Brian Callen in here.
Oh yeah. Is he here already? Well, he's not supposed to be till 9:30. Right?
He literally just got here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Brian Callen's coming in. You know him from Fighter and the Kid. It's going to be fun to talk to him. Jim Norton is going to be in Montreal doing comedy show. We'll also be doing radio show up there. So get tickets to the Jim's comedy show.
Yeah, the pre-sale is tomorrow, and tickets are on sale Friday. And I got July 5th in the Borgata, and I get a bunch more dates going up.
It's going to be fantastic.
Let's hope.
I know it will be.
We'll be back.
Brian Callen, stay tuned. Back, it's Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. Let's bring our guest in here.
Brian, yeah.
You may know him from the world of stand-up comedy. You may know him from the world of acting. You may know him from the world of podcasting. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from The Fighter and the Kid, from the new special Complicated Apes.
This is exciting.
From the Goldbergs.
Yes, keep going. Schooled.
The guy he was on Mad TV a long time ago.
25 years ago, but my skin stays tight.
He
I'm
looks
wearing a
the
blazer.
same.
Do you wear lotion? Do you put lotion
I
on
don't
your
put any
skin?
lotion on. I just live close to the bone.
This guy looks
You know what I
like
mean?
he's from L.A.
Sounds sexy.
Yeah.
I live close to the bone. What, this little old thing?
Yeah.
Let me just unsheath my arms for a second, guys. Let me just take my...
Oh, my
I found this, by
God.
the way, chemical reaction. Found this in a cab. I'm not kidding.
Are you serious?
In New York City.
You're wearing a coat you found in a taxi?
Yeah.
I thought it was custom made.
I got to... Well, you know what? That's that because my shoulders carry it beautifully.
I see.
I bought a jacket one time because the woman said, you carry it beautifully. And I went, well,
what a nice thing to say.
I got to carry it beautifully.
Was the woman a salesperson?
All of it,
I heard that about AIDS.
I've always wanted to be the guy who, instead of saying that, I just want people to go, well, your shoulders, his back is too wide for that
Right.
jacket.
Well, the point of all this is Brian Callen is here. Brian Callen. We didn't say your name.
Thank you. Sorry about
We
that.
just listed everything.
ladies and
Brian Callen. Ladies
I'm
and
hopeless
gentlemen.
when it comes to self-promotion.
Yeah, I'm bad at it too, man. It's hard, right?
It's very awkward. What am I
Yeah.
gonna do? Listen, I'm here to talk about. You're gonna watch me. That's the whole. It's a little. I can't watch me.
Shame washes over me when I promote myself. Like
Yeah.
there's guys who are good at it, and whenever I have to talk something up, I'm just like, oh,
me too.
God, it's not false humility. It's humiliating.
No, I think it's your culture, right? I come from. My dad was an Irish Marine, and my mother's a Italian girl from Brooklyn. So that's never. You take a seat. Don't be enough with the pipe. I was already enough of a problem. So just pipe down.
But so if somebody comes to you and says like, "Oh, this new special, it seems like it's going like really well,"
Yeah.
you go like, it's going okay. I don't know.
Well, because Adam Carolla said, I don't look at reviews. I don't believe in reading any reviews. I don't believe in reading the good or the bad because it both has equal power. I don't read it. But
and if you read the good and enjoy it, you have to give equal power to the bad.
100%.
And that's going to make you feel like a shithead.
Then you're going to define me. I don't want you to define me. I don't care. Keep your good compliments and everything else. But I do Carolla, and he shows me that he goes, this is unprecedented, and he shows me all the 5-star reviews. So now I look at all this stuff, and he goes, I've never seen anything like this. And I go, that's exciting.
Sure. Right.
I did my job.
Yeah.
And then what do? I text my mother and my father. I text everybody I know, not just the family. Hey, I did look at my reviews. I didn't look at them, but apparently
they're good.
Apparently they're being received well, everyone.
But are you tempted to go back now and look at more of them?
No.
Oh, you're not? Okay, that's
No.
good.
And I can barely watch myself. Do you like watching yourself?
I despise it.
Correct.
I only do it in the editing process when I'm like out of 2 shows, I'm trying to piece them because
Yes.
it still feels like it's part of it.
Right. That's what I had to do.
Yeah.
That was excruciating. I will say the only thing I've ever done in my life. I'm in this game a long time. I'm 52. I look 40, right?
You do. You're much younger than 52.
You look like you live close to the bone.
Well, do you know what? I hear that all the time.
Really?
It's so funny. I take my shirt off, but I'm wearing a leotard.
Okay.
But
52 years, you carry it well.
Thank you. I carry it beautifully. I carry it beautifully.
Carry it beautifully.
But it's the only thing I've been able to kind of watch without retching. I think because I had an
That's
argument.
a great selling
I'm making
point.
an argument against the identity politics and what I think is sort of the unhelpful debate in sort of the cultural landscape.
So you liked what you were doing in it. So watching it wasn't as hard.
I had something to say.
Yeah.
Yes.
For the first time, I started writing about. You get afraid, right? That the bad ideas are winning,
Right.
And the way you beat a bad idea is with a better idea.
Mm-hmm.
And so that might be. I think we're treating each other like nouns. This is what we do. We categorize people: black, white, brown, immigrant, Muslim, gay, straight, Democrat, Republican. Human beings are just way more complicated than that. They just are. And we're verbs. We're not. I'm a sinner and saint and everything in between. It depends. Ask me who I am. Ask me if I'm right, left. I don't know. It depends on the day. I might hate your guts. I might love you.
Isn't a sinner saying everything in between? Isn't that the Meredith Brooks lyric from the song "Bitch"?
Okay, look, I'm a huge Meredith Brooks fan.
Who's Meredith Brooks?
I don't know.
She sang the song "I'm a Bitch."
I never heard her, but I like her.
She's a one-hit wonder in the '90s.
Is she?
Yeah,
And you know what?
yeah.
And that was the inspiration for Complicated Age. This
Meredith
trophy
Brooks.
belongs to Meredith Brooks.
Yes.
Meredith Brooks brought you this.
It's very
you
cute.
are.
I'm a bitch. I'm a lover. I'm a child. I'm a mother. I'm a sinner. I'm a saint.
I do not feel.
There
Is
you go.
that you?
You know what, dude? She beat me to it. You don't need my special. Listen to the song.
She did this in like '97.
She put my special to music.
Right.
I'm coming out from now on. You know when they ask you what kind of song you
Yeah,
want?
walk out to her.
What do you walk out to?
It'll be they usually play Sabbath, but if they ask me, I'll say play like a Wham or something really annoying and upbeat.
Gentleman by Psy.
I didn't think of that, but I will use that.
Do you know
from
when
now
I
on.
liked Jim Norton? I never knew you well. But I loved your unbridled honesty. I didn't know the guy. We were talking, and you said something to the effect of, for me, I like when a girl spits in my mouth, and I went, oh, that guy's great. That's my kind of guy. That he would admit that to me, and I don't even know him.
Now Jim
and that
likes.
was the end of it.
Now Jim likes when a girl spits in his mouth with her penis.
Well, yeah, I mean there are times that that's called for, and sure, if you know each
As long
other.
as she's got tits, you know what I'm saying? What gender's a construct, you fucking Puritan?
As long as she's got.
But you know what? That fucking weird spitting in the mouth thing is a weird thing that I never got. My buddy Harrison likes that. No, Harris likes that, and Harris Stanton, and he talks about it. Yeah, and he used to always talk about that. But I was like, yeah, it's disgusting. And then a girl did it. I was like, oh fuck, I get it.
You liked it.
Yeah, if the chemistry's right.
If the chemistry's right.
Yeah,
I've been there.
You have to like her mouth and like her taste. You know,
Correct.
If a girl's mouth doesn't taste
No,
right,
that's a problem.
It's gross.
Not a
Right.
stranger.
Have you had that when somebody spits in your mouth and it just this doesn't match?
Not
this
spitting.
Is disgusting.
No, but like when you've kissed, like you don't want someone spitting in your mouth and the spit is too white and dry.
That's a problem. Well, I don't want mucus either. I don't want mucus either.
Not mucus either.
No.
Just a nice watery but clear.
A watery, clear.
You
What's
don't
the
like
matter?
that.
Look at it. Look at
Dude,
the
I
purity.
started
Nah,
gagging.
and next, you're not into dicks either.
Yeah, right.
No, you're right. I'm being.
So wait, you don't want a
judgmental.
girl to spit like a dry, pure white colored spit in your mouth?
Right. You don't want to slap to the face?
No.
No.
All right.
No, it's disgusting. The spitting.
Sent
I
to
can't
bed
do
with
it.
no dinner.
I can't do it. So, do you think that the way you came up, you spent the first 14 years of your life moving from country to country,
Yeah.
seeing all these different cultural identities. It would be, I was like reading all the countries that you lived in.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like, you're the one guy who can get away in this world with never being accused of cultural appropriation.
Well, cultural appropriation is the dumbest. It's the biggest bunch of crap. We get smarter. First of all, anybody who believes in cultural appropriation simply doesn't understand history. You're right. I was born in the Philippines. I lived in India. I lived in Lebanon, Pakistan, Lebanon again, Greece, Saudi Arabia. In the meantime, I traveled from everywhere to communist Russia at the time, communist China at the time. I was in Yemen. I was in Africa. I've been everywhere. The only place I haven't been is Australia and South America. But for the most part, I was in so many other
You
places.
weren't in Chernobyl, were you? I've been watching that show. Not good.
That's classified information. Okay. You keep waking up free every morning, I'll do what I do. All right. You keep waking up healthy and radioactive free, and I'll do what I do.
So basically, you grew up like Richard Gere and An Officer and a Gentleman in the beginning when they're over in the Philippines and he's fucking a hooker with his dad.
And I can do a better wheel kick than he can.
Hey, big spender, give us your money.
Because I train, guys. Did
you have to fight like that being an American in those places? Or how did they treat you?
Well, always well, and I didn't have to street fight through the whole thing, but I did. I was a martial arts guy because I think for me,
just 6-year-old fighting in the street.
growing up, and we'd get moved every 2 years.
Right.
So how do you make people? You got to make people laugh. I didn't want to be lonely, so I figured very quickly everybody likes a clown, and just don't be the last guy picked on the team.
You learn all these languages?
And then I studied karate. I hate when people do that.
Yeah.
For me,
Karate.
and kung fu are like, what? For me, at the end of the day, the empty hand. Sorry, karate. My sensei. No, I'm not a tough guy. I wish I was.
But did you have to learn all these languages?
Je parle français couramment. Sorry, guys.
Was that Spanish?
I speak French fluently. Sorry, guys.
How many languages?
I mean, look, I speak bad French. I butcher it, but I went to French schools when I was in Lebanon, so I
see.
know.
So,
and then
but you're saying
Arabic. My mother speaks pretty well because she lived there for so long. But I spoke it. To even say that I spoke it is such a lie. But for this right now,
yeah,
I
You're
speak
fluent.
shwaya. I mean, the guy I played in The Hangover, Eddie.
Yeah,
he was Lebanese.
Right.
I swear in Arabic. When
Well,
I
that's
get
what I
shot,
was
I go
thinking.
"Kisakda,"
like you could do these characters.
Yeah.
And do all these different accents and play people from different parts of the world.
Yeah.
And nobody can accuse you
of cultural appropriation. Look,
because
nobody
you
can
lived
accuse
there.
anybody of a cultural appropriation. This country is based on cultural appropriation. If you like burritos,
Right.
then you are culturally appropriating because you got rice from China,
Even
you got
Chipotle?
meat, you got cow from the New World. Didn't
Oh,
come
gosh.
from the old world. No, you want to talk about Mexican? It's
Yeah.
a product of Aztec and Spanish and Inca and Spanish and 1,000 other places. You got peppers and tomatoes from the New World.
Isn't that great
And
that-
where cheese comes from Turkey originally, I think, but don't tell the Swiss that. I think I have that on my special. I think I talk about this. And we get smarter when. What do you think rock and roll is? Rock and roll
Music.
was the melodic tradition of classical music with strings and everything. I'm sorry. Well, jazz. Let's talk about the highest American art form.
Right.
Jazz was a marriage of the blues, which was sort of rhythmic African. It came from the slaves when they were brought here, from the African American experience.
I love that people can. It's so easy to accuse somebody of cultural appropriation, but none of the people making those accusations have done any research into the culture.
Right. They're
so
They don't know
dumb.
the background. They don't know where this
And
came from.
it's arbitrary who they accuse of it. Like if Beyonce has blonde hair, it's fine. But if you're white guy and you wear a headdress, you're culturally like they throw it out
Right.
occasionally.
Of course. Of course, because because there's a narrative. Don't never listen to the far left or the far right, obviously.
Right.
But there's a narrative. If you look at what's coming out of the academic institutions that I notice, it's a very binary narrative. It's the idea that there's a supremacy, there's a patriarchal hierarchy, and we got to get rid of that. The problem that they don't think about is that it's not what you think, it's how you think that's more important. The problem is that so if we get rid of that power structure, whatever you think that might be. Okay, and I'll give it to you that it might be a primarily white men. Okay, it's going to be replaced by another group of
label.
Well, it's going to be it's going to be replaced by I guess a cognitive elite.
Yes,
which they're talking about now, or a wealthy elite.
Yeah.
So the problem is that human beings do break into this hierarchy, but the bottom line is if you are, I believe in equality of opportunity, man. If you're good for the job, I don't give a shit if you got a dick, or I don't care if you've got both. Just if you're good at the job, man.
Right.
You know,
That's
so what are we talking about? This is what I argue about in Complicated Apes.
Yeah.
If you break people into categories, you're going to you'll never run out of categories. You will never run out of categories. Dwarves, what about black dwarves? What about black female dwarves? What about black female dwarves with lupus? You can just keep going. So what did the West figure out? Yeah, so the West figured out you treat people like individuals. That's the only category you should talk about.
Right, just people being
God,
people.
My special sounds hilarious, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's always
like a sociology class.
No, but it's the weirdest when they ask you to describe a special, or you'll call, you do a phoner for a fucking gig to promote it. You talk about.
I can't do jokes.
So what do you? I can't either. It's terrible. I'm a horrible interview.
I can't do it. I can't do right. Well, no, but you're honest, Jim. I mean, that's how you know.
But when you start getting to like the intellectual point of what the jokes are, and the radio show is just going, yeah, we were looking for the jokes.
Yeah,
or the newspaper when they want it. It's like
but where's the quote, Jim?
You're not going to enjoy this if I tell you my joke.
Right. But by the way, the special starts streaming for free on Amazon tomorrow.
Whoa!
Oh, you're streaming for free?
Yeah. See, I feel better about that. I feel better about it. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you can get my special for free.
Yeah.
Instead of saying wherever you rent and buy.
I like that.
I'm terrible. I'm terrible. I'm the worst.
Is the special good or is it bad? It's free.
It's free. To me, it's the best thing I've ever done.
Are you doing this now? Are you doing it for free? Because there is a business, a move to that, which is a lot more people see it, and then a lot of people come out and you make the money on the shows and on live performances.
Yeah, I'm not doing it for money. Apparently, I just got a call that it's selling well and I'm going to make money.
Great, congrats.
Yeah, but I mean, you know.
Oh, it is. You are selling it too.
So now I can Uber Chopper everywhere.
Right. It's going to be available for sale, but if you got Amazon Prime tomorrow, you can just watch it on the house.
You can stream it for free.
All right, good.
It's called Complicated Apes by Brian
that's
Callen,
what we are, guys,
obviously.
huh?
That makes sense to me.
You see what I mean?
That makes
Well,
sense
Jim,
to
we're
me.
complicated.
I do see what you did
My
there.
philosophy is just be honest. If you're always honest. That's what I like about you. Nobody can touch. You're kind of untouchable.
No, I mean I try to be. There's things I actually edit a little bit, but it's
Once you
usually
get older.
Yeah, to protect. It's more, a lot of times to protect other people's identity too. Like
That's
I'll
how I
change times and dates and all that stuff. And
I don't think
genders.
that.
I had an orgy with masks. And I really did. And then there was a celebrity and his wife and people.
Magic Johnson.
Who was the celebrity? And I just never would tell it. I don't care about the celebrity because I don't really like the guy, but it's the wife that they're not alone and married. But I got to protect her. Don't be a.
How did you end up in that scenario?
Because I'm a man. Let me show you what I'm working.
But I've never been.
I'm wearing a leotard. I gotta unsnap it.
I mean, I've never been even close to an orgy. I
had a crazy. If you date girls, if you date professionals, if you date a woman who's, who's a sexual animal,
likes to have a good time.
Yeah, what happens is that you break up, you stay in touch, and then they say something like, "Hey, what are you doing? We need you. Get over here, because we're short a guy."
I've never been called for that
and I had
fuck scenario.
I had an audition for Sydney, not Lumet, but Sydney Pollock.
Okay.
For a huge campaign. And I was like, I got to get sleep. I can't go have an orgy.
Right.
With masks.
But let me ask
And then I was like, but then again, I can, because acting isn't as important as an orgy with masks.
Absolutely. What's a better story, the fucking Sidney Pollock audition or the orgy with masks?
Yeah, that I
you
didn't
take
get
the
anyway.
orgy.
Right.
You take the orgy.
You take the
What would
orgy.
Jim Norton do? That's what I said to myself in this scenario.
Take the orgy and then fail on the audition.
Is there going to be spitting?
So you took the orgy,
which, by the way, was one of the rules. No spitting.
No spitting.
No.
Oh, fluids, yeah.
Yeah, there was all kinds of weird. There was a list.
What kind of masks did you wear?
I swear to God, I wore a doll mask. I can't believe I'm saying I got kids now, but I wore a doll mask
A doll or a dom?
Yeah, a white doll, Phantom of the Opera mask kind of thing.
Oh my gosh.
And I looked in the mirror.
Yeah.
There was mirrors on one wall, and I went, my legs are as white as that mask. And I literally, in the middle of everything, I go, I got to start taking my tanning more seriously. I go, I got to tan. I got to be a little more vain and do. You know how you ever go through that thing where you go, maybe I should lift and get on testosterone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like maybe I should do some.
That was the moment.
Yeah, like I'll do stuff like that. Maybe I should. I see a guy muscular with a shaved head, and I go, maybe I should shave my head. And then my buddy Brendan will go, don't shave your head. You're not going to look. It's like Chris Rock said something like, I look like a boiled yam or something. he did a bit about it.
But so how did you know which celebrity it was if you were all wearing masks?
Oh, come on. He had it because it was like this on his eyes.
Oh, like
I
a
was
Zorro
Are you
mask?
kidding me right now? With I know who you are.
Like it's one of the Ninja Turtle
Yeah, but
masks?
God bless the guy.
Did you watch him fuck?
I did.
You did. Yeah, I would have too.
You would have?
Yeah. Was his wife? Is his wife famous too?
Just very hot.
Just hot. Yeah.
Wow. And did you ever have an orgy again after that?
I've had these kinds of things. Not
You've had
not that
multiple
many
orgies.
people. Problem with that.
How many people was this
Problem with an orgy
Yeah.
is that you have. I don't know the dude, and he's got. He smells like coconut. He shaves his chest. He's got frosted hair. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that dude.
Yeah.
The whole thing becomes weird.
Like how many people are at this orgy with the masks? How many masks are we talking?
Probably. It was mostly gals, and it was 3 dudes.
Yeah.
Me being one of them.
And how many gals?
That's not a lot of people. But it had been more. So I guess it was 5 girls.
So about 8?
Yeah.
Holy Toledo.
That's an orgy, right?
Did you wear a condom?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Did you try to slip it in with that one on one?
No, not me. I'm paranoid. I'm paranoid of all kinds of different things.
Do you ever fuck without a condom, Jim?
Sure. Let me answer
On
the question,
occasion.
Jim. Hold on. Let me answer the question. Yeah.
On occasion.
Every now and then.
Most of my friends, I'll just, they'll be like, yeah. Like, but, what about, shut up.
Come on.
Yeah.
You talk it over.
Yeah, what are we doing
You
here?
talk it over first.
A good friend
You
of
look
mine,
clean.
who will remain nameless, but comic, well-known guy and great. And one time I said, I go, what'd you do? He was young. We were young. And he goes, had sex with this hustler girl in the back of my truck. And I go, okay, did you use it? And he goes, no, I didn't use a condom. Okay. And before I can do that, I go, I know, but what about he goes, I'm not going to get AIDS. I go, well, what about herpes? He goes, I don't give a shit about that. I'll take a pill. I'm not afraid of that shit at all. I was like, what a gangster. What a gangster. God, I'd love to be that way. Herpes. I'll take a pill. Shut up, you pussy.
Yeah, stop it.
Yeah.
So when did this lifestyle start? When did the sexual exploits get to that place for you?
It was always that way.
Always.
I was in L.A., but then you get married, you got kids.
When did you get married?
And then you got a house, and it becomes very risky.
You can't have an orgy house. Once you have a house.
Listen, unless your wife's into it, which I found a civilian who could raise my children. She's a good woman.
Does she know all of your
Smart.
exploits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she knows everything.
So how long
She's
have you been,
great.
How long have you been
It
married?
helps. 10 years.
Okay, and she knew. Did she learn progressively about your orgy years, or did you kind of let her know early on? Look, I like you. I'm serious.
I'm a comic, right?
Yeah.
So all my friends are degenerates. Like, look, I don't think I could. When I look at my friends, I don't think I would set my close friends, my inner circle. Like Duff Davidoff, all my great people. They're all great people. Like, I love them.
Mm-hmm.
Would I set them up with a woman I know? Would I set them up with my sister?
Right.
No.
Most comics, or probably not. No.
No.
Probably not.
And that's not a knock on them. There's just complicated people who.
Yeah.
Right?
I love Voss, but I would never set him up with
He's the best,
Right.
but I'm not going to set Rich up with.
He'd jerk off on whoever I set him up with.
Right, you don't want to know
Yeah,
that.
right.
No, that's not it. You don't want to deal with that.
Guy's a pig.
Yeah. No. I get that. Now, were you able to?
Refreshing about.
Were you
There
able
is,
to swear off the orgy life quickly? Like I like this girl. I'm serious about this.
Listen, as a man.
Or do you miss it still to this day?
I'm not going to sit here and be, as a man, I hate
Tell
when
me.
people. I don't know how you shut everything off.
Right.
Do
you think about it
it's
to this
always
day?
a struggle.
Sometimes you sit there at night and you go, I could be having an orgy right now.
I'm going through stuff now with the marriage and all, but without getting into details. But it's always a you're negotiating.
Yeah.
Everything is tough. Everything is impossible. What did Paul Newman, they asked him, how do you make your marriage work? He goes, it's impossible. It was impossible then. It's impossible now.
Yeah. So I feel like, for me, I was never good with women before I was married, so I don't feel like my options are that great outside of my marriage. So I feel like it makes me more faithful in the marriage. I have more invested in making sure this thing works.
Because you know you're a fucking disaster
Right.
without
If,
it.
if this thing ends,
You're
what am I
finished.
going to do? Go out onto the dating
Yeah.
scene and get rejected again? No.
Yeah, see, for me, growing up overseas, like I think about this, I had to make friends and then say goodbye to them forever. I always had one foot in, one foot out.
Right.
So intimacy. I went to a therapist. I remember the therapist goes, "You do intimacy." He goes, "You do casual very well. It's intimacy you have a problem with, yeah." I was like, "Okay, this is gonna be a long. This is gonna be a long. I'm not doing this anymore. I don't want to open this can of worms." You know what I'm saying? So you intimacy and commitment and all those things when you've always had that contract broken over and over again is
Right.
what you have to.
These
Why
are
were you moving
short-term
so-
contracts.
My father was a banker and probably worked for the government.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so he was bouncing around. How was Saudi Arabia?
Again, you keep waking up free every morning, you'll do what he does. You're welcome, America.
How was Saudi Arabia?
Dry and severe.
It was, right?
I mean, I was a kid. You know, I left it when I was 14. I had a great time.
How many
I
years?
had a great. My experience with the Arab world is very positive.
It is.
Yeah, because guess what? They're people. Guess what? You go to Saudi Arabia, you you meet an
Are you
average.
saying they're just
Saudi-
complicated apes?
What's that?
Are you saying they're just complicated
They're
apes? At the
just
end of the day?
everybody,
just like all of us.
complicated apes.
Yeah.
Getting that streaming live tomorrow, guys.
There was a guy who
If
got
you
lost.
want to laugh and learn, it's Brian Cowan's Complicated Apes.
There was a reporter. He got he dropped off in I think it was Jakarta, and Pakistan. What's the main
Karachi.
city? Karachi.
Yeah, been
and
there. Lived
very
there.
scary place. And he said he was terrified because in the cabbie he got into a cab. The guy was on the phone. And he's like, "Are they going to kidnap me?"
Yeah.
And it was very scary for him to get back to his hotel because he was afraid of being kidnapped. Could you survive that situation if you got dropped off in Karachi?
100%. Because guess what? They're mostly awesome. And you go and eat the food. And by the way, because of the internet, they know a lot about what's going on in your life, and you start to find that you speak the same language. This idea that this guy's going to be an extremist. Even extremists in those parts, extremists are always rare. How often do you meet somebody who talks about cultural appropriation? She's in college somewhere.
Right.
The most of us are trying to live our lives.
Well,
and
that's why
we're just trying to we just want our kids to have a better life.
If extremists weren't rare, they wouldn't be extremists. They would
Correct.
just be how people thought.
Correct. So,
Right.
so my experience, Saudi Arabia, Lebanon, if you go to Pakistan, I promise you, first of all, the food's going to be way better than you could ever imagine. The people are going to be way nicer. They're going to have a sense of humor. It just depends on how you approach those people. I think that if Americans traveled abroad for just a month a year, we have a very different foreign policy.
Yeah, I've enjoyed traveling. Like the times I've gone away, I was like, yeah, people were nicer to
And
Americans
you used
than
to
I
never
thought.
want to leave America.
Nah, I didn't care. I was just doing gigs here and occasionally Canada. But then I've been
Half the time you didn't trust the countries.
Where have you been?
They're not. I mean, Iceland, Paris. I performed in Kuwait and Iraq for the. It was just you didn't
For
see
the
much of
troops.
Iraq.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Kuwait, I didn't like the Kuwaitis. I thought they were a little
rich and spoiled.
A little shitty to. They made us wait a while to go in, and they said it was because Lori Kilmartin was with us, and they weren't going to rush for a woman. Like that was kind of what we were told. So they annoyed me a little bit for that, but it was still the people were nice.
Yeah. It all depends.
Paris was much nicer than I thought it would be.
Paris is
I
the
thought
best.
that they were going to hate Americans and be shitty.
You've not been to Rome?
No.
See, what you got to do is you got to go to Paris, you got to go to Rome, and you make friends with somebody who's French. You
Right.
make friends with somebody who's Italian.
They tell you the spots.
You get somebody who's from Italy, who's a waiter here in this country, and they hook you up. You will never look back, man. It'll
And
blow
it's-
your mind. You don't go there as an American with just Americans. You got to go there with somebody who understands the under tapestry. You go to Naples. When I went to Naples, I don't want to get detailed, but the bottom line is
ahead.
I'm with in this back bar with a bunch of people just coked out of their minds, but you're there with the people and you're like, dude, this is exactly, we're having the same conversation I would have, but with accents.
Right.
Come on.
And it's easy for you to make friends because for you, the
because
casual
we're-
is no
'cause
problem.
You're doing lines. I mean, no, that's not what I meant.
That's a bonding
Jim,
experience.
that's not what I meant. I was a young man.
Right.
Orgies, cocaine. What's going on here?
I don't understand.
It's Jim's
See,
influence.
This is where I have trouble, and this is where I was going with the me not having options outside my marriage. Anyway, I've always been a boring guy. If I knew that if I weren't married,
I'll take you under my wing.
There would be cocaine and orgies.
That's
I
right.
feel like if I got into a fight with my wife, I go, "Do you know what I could be doing right now?"
Yeah.
Cocaine and orgies
Yeah,
is
I've
the
given that up
alternative.
for you.
Yeah.
Listen, well, I've seen enough of what, say, like if you look at what athletes deal with, like high-level athletes who get paid a lot and are well-known, or just real celebrity. You see people like the kind of options that they have, what they deal with.
Yeah.
Good luck. Good luck.
Yeah.
I would love to. I'll put anybody. I don't. What? What do you mean? What did you say about your value system?
Right.
Shut up.
Yeah.
It becomes overwhelming.
What did you want to be when you came out to LA? Because I mean, you do it. Did you want to be an actor?
No,
Did
I
you
want to be an
a
actor. I went to
comedian?
theater school in New
Yeah.
York.
Yeah.
Went to the neighborhood playhouse. I was in class for 10 years at the Beverly Hills Playhouse, which was a Scientology stronghold. I never got
Is it?
into it.
Did they try to
it's
recruit
written
you
in the
or
book,
no?
in Lawrence Wright's book, Going Clear, great book.
They tried to recruit you or no?
No, they never did.
They
I
don't.
was old. By that time, I was old enough, and I just didn't.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, I did Kirstie Alley's show, Fat Actress, and she was a Scientologist, and we shot at the Scientology Center, and it was fine.
Yeah,
But
they're
the
just
point
people.
is that I mean, I don't know about that. Take it easy. I don't know how complicated they are as apes, but it was an interesting experience.
But
I
you
have
wanted to be
say.
an actor when you got to
I
LA.
wanted to be an actor, man. I wanted to be a sort of brooding. I wanted to be De Niro or Walken. Those movies moved me. The Raging Bull and King of New York and all those movies. Al Pacino and those movies, changed my life. It was between those guys and Springsteen. So I wanted to be a deep poet / actor.
You wanted to move people on some level, like change the way people think about things or change their. Yeah, I know what
right.
you're saying,
And then I'm dating at the time Patty Jenkins, who directed Wonder Woman and wrote and directed Monster. She's brilliant.
Yeah, yeah.
And Patty looked at me and she goes, "Hey, jackass, stop trying to be an actor and a brooding actor. Stand up comedy. You're funny. You are the guy who makes people laugh. I know you want to be this deep, brooding actor." And I did stand up, but I didn't listen to her. I kept trying to be this actor that And,
Yeah.
And look, I mean, I'm on a show. It's all good. Schooled, ABC guys. My own show with Tim Meadows. But look, I work.
acting, it helps to act. Yeah, but being
I
stand up.
studied it. I work. People say, well, you have a big resume or you've worked a lot as an actor. Dude, I worked so hard. I tried so hard at it. Like I remember I was in the game for 20 years, and a director goes, "You're a good actor," and I was like, "Just good though," because I've been doing this for 20 years.
Yeah.
Like every day. It takes 10 years to be a brain surgeon. Just good. A monkey would be just good. Like that's not an accomplishment.
You were on Mad TV at the same time as Bobby Lee?
No, I was original cast.
He was not the original cast. I knew
who
you
else
were
was
original,
original
cast.
I built that house.
Yeah.
Nicole Sullivan, David Herman, Phil Lamar, Orlando Jones, Deborah Wilson, and then Bobby and Will Sasso. Those guys came later.
I didn't even know that. I've always assumed Will Sasso was original cast too. I mean, I remember watching when the show
He's a
came out, but
genius.
you forget that, because
Sasso's a genius.
Yeah.
He's a genius. He's coming out in a movie called Boss Level with Frank Grillo and Mel Gibson and Naomi Watts. Just wait. That dude's he hasn't stopped working. I mean, he's been working a lot lately.
Yeah, he's very funny.
Sasso,
yeah, super super funny.
it's unbelievable.
And Mad TV is the first time that you got
That was my launching pad.
serious comedy exposure.
And then I did Oz. Then I came here and did Oz.
How long were you in
The
Oz
creator
for?
of Oz watched Mad TV.
He was like, I got to get this guy.
And I was with a bunch of real actors and
Yeah.
trying to be a real actor. And
well, then you got to
again,
be brooding.
I'm trying. I'm being but it's a cast of thousands. It was a great experience.
Did you
But
ever
we
show
shot it in the Demisco factory, where Chelsea Market is now.
Yeah.
on the 7th floor.
Oh,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
This is my-
That
I
was when
loved-
nobody was there. It wasn't. It was like when it was empty.
Didn't they used to shoot?
I love that show.
What was the Belzer show?
SVU.
What? Yeah,
I
with
did
Law-
that too.
Is that
Yeah.
shot down there too? It used to be shot right up there in
Yeah, I
Chelsea.
did. I did a scene with Belzer.
You did.
He was arresting me, I think.
You didn't have to do full frontal on Oz, did you?
No, but I was told that was in the cards. And then I went back to LA and got a job on CBS. I got a pilot, but it didn't go.
Mm-hmm.
What was
then-
the pilot about?
And then I just, I don't know. My career, dude, somebody's like, how do you make it? I was like, how do I make it? I sat in traffic most of my 20s and all of my 30s and some of my 40s hearing the word no over and over again. And I would get enough jobs. It's like when you play the slot machine or you're at a strip club and you're out of money and she's like, oh, I'm really starting to like you. And you're like, let me go to the ATM machine. Like, you're down $400 and you hit the slot, you win $57 and you're like, I'm on a roll. You just keep coming back because you get a small job and this is it. You just keep doing it.
Yeah. There's always something that keeps you coming back. Like when you're finally like, all right, fuck it. I can't do this anymore. There's always some little thing that will happen or a big thing or whatever it is that you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I got another 5 years. Or I got
5 years
2
ago,
years.
I quit. I was like, I'm quitting acting. And then the Goldbergs came along.
Right.
And then they give me my own spin-off. What? I was like, what?
Do you ever worry when it comes to either in stand-up or probably more specifically in podcasting that you say so much shit?
Yes.
That you're going to end up saying something that is going to cast you out of the mainstream and that's it for acting.
I don't mind that because I can always do stand-up and I can always do podcasting, so go fuck yourself.
Right.
And again, as long as I'm honest, I'm a fair-minded person. I really am. I'm fair-minded. I try to put myself... The main thing I try to avoid is naive realism. The idea that, I see things truly as they are, and you guys over there are disillusioned by your self-interest, disillusioned by your ideology, disillusioned by your religion. I'm quoting John Haidt right now, but at the end of the day, that's something that we have to be careful of. I try to sort of always say, I don't know, maybe it depends. Because as I get older, I have no idea what it's like to be Black. I don't know what it's like to be, a lot of things I don't know what it's like to be. So I just try to be fair-minded. I try not to make up my mind. I try not to be too, it goes back to just again, man, just life's a verb. Just be easy.
Right.
Easy when you start coming up with your answers.
People say that like when you're not like when you're like that, people are like, yeah, but you got to take a stand. It's like, no, I'm just not arrogant enough to think that I understand everything.
Right. Like, look, when you say make a stand, I do think a man, and for that matter, a country, defines itself on what it's willing to fight for. There are certain things I'm willing to fight for.
Or Jesus.
Or Jesus. Thank you. Just tattoo, cross, shredded though, shaved. Jesus is really muscular with my face on my chest. It'd be better if it was Jim Norton and he was on a cross, and with just a loincloth, but just the nubs of your dick.
Just showing below the cloth.
Just showing below.
Not enough fabric to cover it. Too much.
Yep.
I'd like that.
Yeah, but I mean, what was I saying? Something deep.
You're saying a man, a country or a man is defined by what they fight for.
You got to know what you're willing to fight for.
Right.
I would fight for the Constitution. I would fight for that genius piece of paper. That's fucking genius.
Even the slavery
Bill
parts?
of Rights. Well, look, okay, there were some issues. Thomas Jefferson did own 600 human beings when he wrote "All men are created equal."
That's neither here nor there.
Break.
Well, is slavery written in the Constitution? I don't think it's written.
Well, slavery, remember, was the order of the day. One of the fascinating things about slavery throughout history is that the moral thinkers and the philosophers, from Jesus to Buddha to Muhammad, nobody really spoke about the evils of slavery. I mean, Socrates and Aristotle didn't.
It just was what it was.
You know who led the the abolitionist movement? You know where it started?
Where?
Right-wing Christians in Britain. That's where it started. The Ottoman Empire and most of Africa, most of the world had slavery, and most people couldn't understand it. It was like because the idea that you're an individual and that society should get you have rights and the Bill of Rights, that radical idea is very new. It was a sociocentric kind of way of thinking. You were a small leaf on a big tree.
Right.
You don't have right. What are you talking about? You're a slave. That's your lot right now. Don't try to aspire out of that.
Right.
It was the great chain of being in England.
Right.
You were born either a peasant or you were born an aristocrat.
The caste system was big.
You're not gonna get to the next level.
Right.
Not this time, bro.
Right.
The king is closest to God. So God forbid, don't even look at him.
Right.
This was the caste system in India. I mean, we can just go through it. So if you were born an untouchable, if you were born a slave, that's your lot in life. It's a very different way of thinking.
The all men are created equal thing.
Well, that's a genius, because what that means is, what does that mean? That means we're all of the same moral worth.
Right.
Think about it. Like, I do a joke about it, but it's true. Like, all men are created equal is, you can't prove that mathematically or biologically. If LeBron James was sitting next to me right now, there's nothing equal about us physically, right?
Right.
Physically, right.
Right.
He's taller than you.
I got a bigger dick, but he's taller.
He's taller, and we didn't. We don't see
Part
the
of my-
dicks when we're sitting
I'm doing,
here.
I'm doing a bit for my act. You guys writing this down? Guys, take it easy. Now I'm violating my own. But the point is that it's true. But it's true, right?
But I didn't notice it. If there's any consolation, I didn't notice it.
That he was doing a
I
bit?
can usually catch that, but I actually didn't catch that.
It's
so.
a seamless transition.
Yeah, it was very good. Very
Seamless,
impressive.
bro.
Because when you catch a comic doing it, you're like, oh,
it gets it.
what are you doing?
I stopped myself just now. That's why I said no. But think about it. So what you're saying is it's a religious idea. You're of the same moral worth. Our justice system is predicated on the idea that if I kill a wretch on the street or a billionaire, I do the same amount of time in jail.
Right, of course.
Well, what does that mean? Because I can't judge what that person is worth.
Right.
I can't tell.
There's
I
a
don't
value
know.
of a person, and now all people are of that value.
Well, or they're not, but I don't know. I can't. That's why the argument for the individual
Yeah.
is so important. I don't know where you're smart. I don't know where you're brave. I don't know where you're strong. These are compartmentalized things, right? Like, look, talk about courage. There are guys that can beat up 5 guys in a bar, but they're too afraid to quit a job they hate.
Right.
So what are we talking about with courage? What do you mean courage?
Right.
You know, I know stand up. I have Navy SEALs come to me and go, "How do you do stand up, bro?" I'd be terrified.
Yeah.
Well, I just know how to navigate the space, bro.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what to do when I pack, slap it on and go charge through a door.
Right.
No thanks.
I think acting is scarier than stand-up. I've always thought that.
Yeah,
because
but-
I've said this
but
before. Because
again,
people,
that-
you're trapped in the scene. Just stand-up is free.
Yeah.
Like if it sucks, you can acknowledge it sucks, or you can
You
work
can
with
find
it.
ways out.
Yeah, you can. Even if it doesn't work, you can at least fucking ruin everybody else's night. And there's always ways to make yourself survive it.
Yeah.
But if you're trapped in a scene, it's horrifying.
But acting again is if you know how to navigate it, right? If you know
Yeah.
how to, if you come to the set prepared and you've got your character, then it's not.
You can navigate the
What's
scene.
scary is when the director says, "It's a good job. Try it this way."
Yeah.
And now you're like, "Oh, fuck."
Yeah, I didn't see it that way.
You're not
Yeah,
in
try to be
control
a little
anymore.
more, you
yeah.
know, especially when they tell you, if they say ramp it up, it's different. But if they tell you, just play it really dead. Now you go, what? Oh, no acting on the panic.
Yeah. Well, listen, everybody. If you want to laugh and you want to learn and you want to see the world through new eyes.
Through new eyes. Through
Yeah.
original eyes, guys.
Original
It's
eyes.
about original self-expression.
Through
It's
a new
you know,
lens.
it's muscular comedy, but it's got a soft, the edges are soft.
It's like
Good, dude? Is
it's
that
like
good, Jim?
it's like a power
Yeah.
ballad. You know,
Jim
every
starts
rocker
throwing
has
up.
a soft side. And this is Brian Callen's soft side. Ladies and gentlemen, you can check it out for free if you got Amazon Prime starting tomorrow. Complicated Apes is the name of Brian Callen's
Brian is
new
very
special.
funny.
He's
Thanks, pal.
obviously hilarious.
Hilarious.
You can get it now
I'm
on
a riot.
iTunes, Amazon, YouTube, Google Play. But if you don't want to spend the dough, stream it on Amazon Prime tomorrow and enjoy it for yourself. Brian Callen, I'm glad you came in.
Yep.
Thanks
I'm
for
glad
having
we
me,
got
pal.
to know you a little bit.
Good to meet you.
And I can't wait till the next time.
And I got to do a quick read before we wrap up. But I'll say I'm going to be at the Borgata July 5th.
You don't have
and
to
then,
announce
what, do I have to do a read?
You don't have to announce the read on the air. You just
Yeah, I don't want them to leave because immediately they'll turn it off and not realize there's a read coming, and the
All right.
advertisers will
Can I
not get
plug
what they
my
want.
dates too?
Yeah, of
Yes,
course.
you may.
Just very quickly.
Yeah, sure.
I'm at Tempe Improv, June.
June 20th and 22nd.
Yeah, 21, 22. I'm really good. Tempe Improv, June 20, 21, 22.
Spokane. So he's at the.
Oh, yeah,
this
that's
is-
Spokane.
I'll give you your dates, Brian
Okay.
Callen. See Brian Callen Saturday at the Orland Showroom in Las Vegas with Brendan Schaub.
Yep.
June 20th through the 22nd at the Improv in Tempe, Arizona. July 11th through 13th at the Spokane Comedy Club, obviously in Spokane, Washington.
Yeah, go to briancallen.com. It's BRYANCALLEN.com, and you can get all Brian's dates and follow what he's doing if you
Jim,
want.
where are you going to be?
Just July 5th in the Borgata, and I got tickets from Montreal going on sale Friday, and the pre-sale is tomorrow.
I'll be there too. When are you going?
27th is my gig, but I don't know. We're not sure what date we're going up there to
I
broadcast.
think mine's the 26th.
Well, if
I
you're
don't
there,
even
you
know-
should
I
come
don't
do
even
the
know where.
come do the show while we're in Montreal.
Yeah, we'll be up there for
Yeah.
a couple
Do you do
days.
stand-up?
I do not do stand up. I just do radio.
All right.
Yeah,
You'd be in the front row rubber banding your underwear at me.
that's right.
Yeah, Sam's
the
a good.
plan.
He comes to all my shows and he sits up front and he claps and he laughs.
He just screams. And
I go.
He starts applause breaks.
That's a good laugh.
Yeah, thank you.
I can't even do
Thank
that. As
you.
an actor, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't fake laugh.
No,
Yeah.
it's awful.
It sounded
Can't
real,
do it.
right?
That was very
Yeah.
good.
Thank you very,
That was
very
really
much.
good.
Thank you.
I know some people. I know some casting people.
I appreciate
Stay in
that.
touch.
Yeah, set me up. Set me up for pilot
Guys,
season.
thank you for having me on the
anytime,
mother
buddy.
of all shows.
Anytime.
Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned because Jim Norton is
Has a
about to
read.
do a read.